Gun-toting, Bible-reading, God-believing, truth-speaking American. This MAGA season, Democrats committing treason. I know they think it's sweet, but you don't know who you dealing with. This for free thinkers only. You ain't got no membership. They free. General Flynn out the cage, cause he innocent. Barton Roger Stone, cause the run know that he innocent. We need to kick out every single illegal immigrant. Mandatory voter ID laws we need to implement. Tell Jussie Smollett that I know this MAGA country. Tell China we know they tryna play us like some dummies. I looked deep into it and I did the math. Why did Obama send money to that Wuhan lab? What is George Soros doing with all of his cash? Why did China take that Harvard guy and drop him a bag? Why is there so much propaganda? Funny you ask. How about that Bill Gates vaccine? Now, sorry I'll pass, cause I'm a gun-toting patriot. God-fearing patriot. Pricing why they mad, cause I'm really Navy faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it. Gun-toting patriot. God-fearing patriot. Pricing why they mad, cause I'm really Navy faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it.
I am Oliver Wolcott, soldier, judge, and son of Connecticut. I was the 14th of 15, raised on Northern strength and Puritan discipline. When the War for Independence came, I answered both callings, serving in Congress by pen and on the battlefield by sword. I wrote, in 1776, a final separation between the countries I consider unavoidable. I was not in Philadelphia on July 4th. Illness kept me away. But on July 9th, I was in New York City when General George Washington read the Declaration to his troops. In the aftermath, I witnessed the King's statue at Bowling Green being toppled by patriots. What was left of the statue was moved to my orchard back in Litchfield. There, we melted the lead into bullets. Over 42,000, they say. My wife and children helped forge them. We took a symbol of tyranny and turned it into ammunition for liberty. When I returned to Philadelphia in the autumn, I signed the Declaration with full conviction. I had already seen enough to know we would not go back. In war and in peace, I served my state as congressman, general, and eventually governor. But I never forgot that moment in my orchard. Even now, I believe what we tear down must serve to build something better. Let your hands be ready for labor and liberty both.
I'm thrilled to be here with the men and the women who are really the heart and soul of one of the greatest, most admired, and most successful companies in the history of the world, frankly. The one and only McDonald's. I've gone there a couple of times. And I'm honored to stand before you as the very first former McDonald's fry cook ever to become president of the United States. And I actually was there for about 30 minutes, and that was 30 minutes longer than Kamala was there. Despite her job at McDonald's, that didn't work out too well. And the person at McDonald's that informed us off the record that she never worked there, whoever you are, we appreciate that. That was very nice. I'm thrilled to be here with the men.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, how are you guys all doing? Hey, Ruby.
Doing good. And oh my gosh, I almost had like an anxiety attack because I put the wrong time for the stream to start.
Oh,
so, and then I was texting you. I was like, oh my God, I think there's the wrong time showing for you. And you're in a whole different time zone. So I'm sorry.
I'm in a different time zone. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, I thought it was Tuesdays at 6. And then it was telling me it was 8 o'clock for me. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's switched up because of the time zone. And I was like, Yeah, I'm like,
No,
oh
that
my
was
god.
all me. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a mistake. So sorry, guys. I messed up the time for tonight.
Oh.
Uh, but I'm glad you made it, and I found your number, so I was able to text you. So thank you so much for
Yeah, sorry about that. I
that.
should have sent it to you a long time ago. But it did. I don't know why, Ruby. I thought you had already had my number, and then it dawned on me that you
No,
don't, and I was
no.
like, oh yeah, that would probably be helpful.
Okay, so thank you so much for that. And I did get all of your emails. So whenever you want to
Okay.
bring something up, tell me to bring up the picture. I have I have my tabs all set up. So you let me know what you want to show and talk about.
Okay.
So thank you everybody. Hey guys in the chat. I'm gonna do a quick hello to everybody and then we can jump right into it. Jane is in the chat, John Marciano, Dallas, Justin, JG, who else? I'm in the chat too. I get to text, in between my thoughts. Willie's in the chat, Beverly, very good, and Joseph. Hey guys. Okay, so if anybody wants to join, the link is already pinned at the top of my chat. Now remember, I'm only streaming from my channel, so while Jimmy's gone, I thought it best to just stream on my channel since he's not here. So if you want to see these episodes with Beau, you're just gonna have to come to my channel. Oh, and Jesse just joined. Hey, Jesse. All right, Beau. So let me know. You got the news. Give it us. Oh, and did you see the whole Epstein vote that happened? That was
I
today.
just saw that like maybe a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was one person that voted against it.
And who was that?
I don't know, but I don't know who it was because I just saw that a little bit ago. But somebody was
Mhm.
saying something to them, and they were saying, "Well, yeah, obviously we're going to go investigate the person who voted no."
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
I'm going to
So
be honest with you. I know this is
Mhm.
going to be the negative Nancy, but I won't
Yeah.
believe it till I see it.
Okay, so I already know how Jimmy feels about this.
Mhm.
He has said this multiple times that even if they do release something, that it probably won't even be the real thing. It can
I
be
agree.
chopped up. It can be, names like as if the real list will never come out. I believe like 50% of that. But
Yeah.
if we do get something and those people are, prosecuted, arrested, etc., I think that's still a good thing. I don't
Yeah.
know if it matters if it's real. Like, do you think it matters if it's real or not? I'm
Well, I
not
mean,
hung up
I
on that.
obviously think that if it's real, it's important because it's going
Mhm,
to be used as a tool. But what I agree with you. I think that the fact that they're doing it, even if it
mhm,
comes out and it turns out to be faked, Russia type of hoax, at least we could be like, hey, you know what? If the actual data does come out, then it should have been released, and then they'll be forced to show it. And so that's what I think they're counting on. I think they're going to release it. There'll be all the hoaxes, but I do think that somewhere the real evidence, the real information is there, and then they're going to drop it as a bomb, probably during the next election cycle.
Okay, now how do you feel when people say, or when it has been said,
Hmm.
that this whole Epstein thing is like a threat to our national security? That's why it wasn't being released, or like I don't that to me
I
it
think
feels like
that
an
that's
excuse. How do you
I think
feel?
that's crap because you're gonna. Here's the thing: is anyone who's familiar with MK Ultra, it was illegal behavior. Our government did it. The CIA was involved in it. It's absolutely disgusting. And then when the president found about it, he put it into it. There's no difference.
Okay,
That's my opinion.
so if the
I
list
don't.
does come out,
Mhm.
would you believe it? Would you trust it? Would you say like this is
If there is secondary evidence that will support it, I'll be more in tune to believe it. But if it's just the list by itself, for the fact that Democrats have had access, it refused it. I'm not going to believe anything that comes out without secondary evidence backing it up.
okay? Well, it's gonna be sent to the Senate, right? That's step two, and if it goes through there, I mean, it could die there too, right? They can vote against it, and we'll get nothing, right?
Well, there will be a committee that will be involved. The committee won't have the right to actually prosecute, but the committee itself will be able to say, "Hey, we recommend that you do this and you do that." and then they can choose to do it if they want to or not. That's where it will go.
All right. I mean, I did have this clip that I wanted to play of Marjorie. It's a 5-minute clip, but I think it'll be nice for all of us to watch it together.
The Epstein is like the thing. Everyone wants it.
It is, but I almost feel like it's also is another distraction. Like it feels like a little bit. I just feel like it's distracting us from real issues. I just feel like this is long overdue. But if it comes out, it comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna complain. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, this is just like I'm sick of it. But we'll see what Marjorie says.
Okay. It's like the gladiator games from Rome.
Okay, and Jimmy's in the chat. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Okay, all right. Let me stop.
I proudly rise today in a bipartisan effort to release the Epstein files finally, after 5 administrations have covered it up. Earlier today, I attended the press conference where the survivors, they're not victims, the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse and sex trafficking told their stories. And they told stories about how it started back in 1991, 1996, and they continued on through the decades. And they told stories about how they told someone and tried to get help. They told the FBI and they weren't listened to. And they told law enforcement and no one did anything. And these women don't just number a few. These women number around 1,000 women. And they are victims of something that's unthinkable. And this should have never, ever happened. This was the biggest fight I think I've seen in Washington, D.C. This is my 5th year here. And this was a fight that we should have never had to wage. It should have been the easiest thing for every single member of Congress. It should have been the easiest thing for the Speaker of the House. It should have been the easiest thing for the President of the United States to release all the information, every single file, on behalf of these American women. These American women aren't rich, powerful elites. They do not have someone paying for their airline tickets or paying for their trips or paying for their expenses every time they try to do something to get this information out. These are your average Americans. And you want to know what the Epstein files represent? The cover-up represents to average Americans. It represents the failures of the federal government and Congress to the American people. And that is what people rose up about in 2024. They wanted and demanded transparency from their government and for Americans finally to be put first. And today with this vote, we are finally putting these victims and these survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and the cabal of rich, powerful elites that expands not just here in the United States of America, but to other countries as well. We're putting them last. And that is exactly what Americans want. You see, for far too long, Americans have been put last. And they're sick of it. They're sick and tired of it. And this is why they don't trust Congress. This is why they don't trust the government. And here's the problem. All of these women who have suffered in shame for years and years and years, women who were terrified, women who were intimidated, women who were threatened, just like Virginia Giuffre. And now she's dead. And these women should have never faced that for this information to come out. And we, especially the 4 Republican members of the House of Representatives, we should have never faced intimidation and threats for us to get this vote to come to the floor. Never forget, there were 4. Thomas Massie, myself, Nancy Mace, and Lauren Boebert. We had to sign a discharge petition, and we had to fight through intimidation, and we had to endure it for months to push that discharge petition finally to 218 to get this vote to come out. This is what the American people are sick of, and rightfully so. Now, where does this go from here? The question will remain, will the Department of Justice release all the information? Will a judge in New York release the information? Will the CIA release the information? And will foreign governments release their information? Or will this continue after this vote today be a cover-up of the rich, powerful elites that bond together in sex and human trafficking abuse in all types of global business that enriches them but never serves Americans. The American people will know, and the victims, actually the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, will know because they know the list of names. And I remain dedicated to my promise to read those names here on the House floor if those women ever find them in a place that it needs to be done. I yield back.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I like that though.
That's a mama bear right.
Yep, I love her. And I really do hope that there's no, I mean, I know every politician has something like the way you kind of landed Thomas Macy for me. I still feel like he has America's best interest at heart.
Uh-huh.
I'll be honest, but I love her and I think she's really America first. So how do you feel about what she said?
I agree with it 100% because this is my opinion. I know
Mhm.
everyone's like, our national security. I don't care.
Yeah.
So you're going to
No.
rape children. That's national security. Not in my book. Not in my country. In my opinion, is if you're a congressman or if you're a general and if you're involved in that, you're not America first. You're the enemy. And I want you shot publicly. That's my opinion. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God.
That is absolutely 100% treason. Kidnapping children and raping them for money. If I was the president of the United States, I would charge them with treason and I would give them a public execution.
Do you even think that that would ever happen? I don't know. I feel like those
You
are.
can under military tribunals. You can do that.
Okay. See, Jimmy talks about this a lot, and I'm still like wrapping my head around that because I kind of feel like
The
that's
states
just
do
not.
it.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I was just saying the states do it. Certain states have firing squads.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to think about. I'm gonna have to think about that a little more.
Think of it from so like what I said really wouldn't apply to like your everyday Joe Splo, like Epstein himself, but people in the military who have agreed and are part of our national security have done that and betrayed us. They can do
Mhm.
that. I mean, that's
Okay.
not
Wow.
normal. I mean, I'm not saying it does on a daily basis,
Mhm.
but it could. Usually, you'd be locked up, obviously.
Yeah, there goes Jimmy. He's like, yes. And Jimmy talks about that all the time, but I think I need more time to wrap my mind around that. It's still, that feels a little crazy to me. But
Just think
hi,
about
Jesse.
oh, sorry. Hey, Jesse. Just think about like Vietnam and things like that, and think about when that kind of thing would take place there. When you don't disobey orders and you get shot.
Yeah, that sounds extreme. But given the crime, I would understand it. And I think majority of Americans would agree with it if they knew the truth. You see, that's what I'm saying. I wish we just knew the truth so we can just expedite this process and get it over with. But it is what it is. So how do you feel, Jesse?
I'm a very right-wing partisan. I'm a Republican. I have been all my life. I was born that way. So from that angle, you guys might disagree with me. As a conservative Republican who's seen it, even when I was a Jehovah's Witness elder, I knew I was a conservative. I voted for Nixon in the first grade, after all. Anyways, and when you go to Republican circles, Republican meetings, and the people that pound the pavement, the people that knock on the doors. My sister-in-law was knocking on doors this weekend.
Right.
And she has PTSD from being a Jehovah's Witness. And she's still out there, And there's people that you go to a meeting and you're sitting next to a Republican who's been in the fight 40, 50, 60, 70 years. And this new generation of people come in and they want victory now.
Yes.
It's kind of like when you go to a Jehovah's Witness protest and you're standing next to a woman who let the elders beat the hell out of her for 50 years. And you're standing too close, or you look at her and they call, get away, creep. And you go, why didn't you treat the elders that way? Why do you treat us fellow apostates that way? Or if you say something derogatory about Israel, oh, you're pro-Putin. Or you say something derogatory about vice versa, you're anti-Semite. And that's what I'm saying. In the Republican Party, if you've been in there a long time, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, or 30 or 20, you're getting this MTG people coming in. And they want victory now, and it's scorched earth. kind of like when we were in the first grade, we would get the report card and it says, this child does not work well with others. And look at, and so I'm going to say things that you guys might not agree with, but this woman and Thomas Massey, it's their way or their highway. They're spoiled, petulant children. And they have no pragmatism. They have no pragmatism. They don't understand that politics is dirty. You don't go in the sewer with a white suit and expect to come out white. You're going to get dirty. But this woman will blow up an entire movement. And the Republican Party, this is all we are. This is all we are. It's a place where people, conservative-minded people, Christian-minded people, or people who love freedom, the Constitution, where we go and fight and debate things. But we don't cry like those are libertarians. Libertarians take their ball like pussies and walk home. Excuse my language. Republicans don't. We fight till the end like Lincoln, till we get shot, till we die. And we believe in freedom and we debate these issues. But MTG, she's scorched earth.
Okay, can I counter that? Because I get what you're saying, right? I don't disagree. All I'm saying is maybe it does take a new face, new blood to come in and shake things up. And maybe that these figures are the ones that were, elected, and it's a positive, influence on everybody else. Like she said, they had to face intimidation, but they got it done. And it started with the 4 of them. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have something like this.
I agree. Let me counter that point. I agree with you. I'm happy that the vote happened and that one gentleman, Senator Clay, that voted against it, he's a man of principle, an extremely principled man. And he went through it through a different angle, kind of like ours, but he went through it through a legal standing. He wanted to go through the legal. And I kind of side on the MTG side on that. Get it out on the open. It's beyond that point. We got to just throw it out and get over it. But here's the thing. Let's say the majority of these people on the pedo island are Democrats. Let's just say. How come the Republicans are suffering? And it always happens. If you've been a conservative Republican all your life, for example, Hurricane Katrina, remember they blamed George Bush and Kanye West, or was it Kanye West or that other one? They're all the black rappers seem the same to me. I don't know any music, black music, but then he said George Bush hates white people, black people. Remember he said that?
Right. Yes.
Who was that? Was that Kanye West or?
Yes, it was. Yes.
So Republicans get blamed for even acts of nature. Here we have Pedo Island, which the Bill Clinton and, oh my God, all the names that are coming out. And the Republican Party is suffering through a civil war. Think about that. Why does the conservative movement suffer? We didn't even get side trim. We didn't even get no girlfriends on the side. Nothing.
Okay. Question. How do you think that this is sidetracking the movement, as you say? Why do you think that it would?
Well, you have the president calling MTG a traitor, and then you have everybody calling the president names that borderline treason. In other countries, I would submit to you, in non-freedom loving countries, the things that Americans have said about our president, you would get thrown in jail for a very long time.
Right, which is why we have freedom of speech. It's the treasure to be able to.
You know what? I don't like Biden. I don't like Obama. I didn't like Clinton. But I never called them those names. They always say my president does this, and I disagree with them.
Right.
You are having borderline treasonous and seditious.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll mute. I want to listen to both.
So I just don't understand, like especially with Bill Clinton. Like, you would not call him what he is, but we know what he is. People have come out, and he was admitted that these things had happened. So why would you? I mean, just because he's the president, why would you not call him what he is? Like, why would that rank be allowing you to do something like that? Why would you accept that?
Very good question, Beau. Very good question. I honor that. First of all, because of my ignorance on the subject, and I would check myself because I have no evidence that Bill Clinton did that. I know he got it on with Monica Lewinsky and maybe with Juanita Broderick. Yeah. Or Juanita Broderick, or you name all the other women. But I don't have knowledge that he went to. I don't know that. Right, and let the information come out. And that's what I think Senator Clay Higgins was saying, that he wanted to go through the normal legal channels. Okay. And so I would not say that about Bill Clinton, Barack Obama. And the things they're saying about Barack Obama, that he could be implicated. But we don't know. People are getting
Right.
sued
Yeah.
all over the planet for saying stuff that it could come back and be shown lies. Have you watched The View lately? When they start launching accusations, and then they come up with the little people. Hey, you better shut up. The lawyers are saying, because you're saying stuff that's unsubstantiated. You can't prove it. So if I can't prove something against Bill Clinton, no matter how much I dislike him, I better shut my mouth.
Well, thank you so much for your sharing your opinion with us. It's nice
No,
to see.
thank you too for letting me. And I'll pull out in case somebody wants to come in. Thank you
Thank
guys
you,
for letting me say that.
Jesse. Yeah, no problem. Okay, Beau. So at least we got over the Epstein stuff, because that was a huge thing for me. It's until we see that list, and like Jesse says, I agree with him. I want to see evidence. I want to see, like you said, secondary evidence. I want it all. So all right, Beau. So where do you want to go now?
Okay, so if it's all right with you, I was thinking about, I was just gonna read down all the news information I have real quick, and then if something that you think is important, just note it, and then we'll go back to it. Because last time I missed so much stuff because we had such good conversation that I just threw it to the side.
Okay, okay. So let me get my little notes right here. Okay, because I'll mute myself so I don't interrupt you. Go ahead, Beau.
Oh no, if you really need to, by all means. Okay. So you asked about gerrymandering, and typically it's done every 10 years based on population. I did send you that video. I don't know if you want to go back to it later. So next thing, FBI Director Kash Patel admitted that Tucker Carlson was right that Thomas Matthew Crooks is a member of Antifa. That's big. And he was part of the North District Resistance Movement, a terrorist cell, which is a terrorist cell under Executive Order E013224. Also, it came out that he is into transgender and furry stuff, which is not a surprise.
Who is that?
That's the guy. That's the guy who tried to shoot out the president in the ear and got his brains blown out.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. The shooter. Information about him is coming out, which people suspected, but they were holding back. Which I don't know why, honestly.
Okay.
All right. So the United States of America is seeing more psyops, or psychological operations, now than any time in history. And this is coming from Chase Hughes, former FBI trainer. If you guys know who he is, he's on YouTube. He is one of the guys who was one of the leaders and the experts in this field, and he trains FBI and CIA. And he's been talking about this recently, about how the United States is seeing all these psyops. And then I'll go a little bit more into it in a little bit here. U.S. boats strike, kill 3. Aircraft carrier arrives in Venezuela. Now, this is really important. The arrival of the USS Gerald R. Ford is the national's most advanced aircraft carrier. Comes the U.S. strikes along drug vessels in the region, killing zone. Now, the reason why I think this is so important, I'll just throw this out there. That aircraft carrier is the most advanced aircraft carrier on the world, and that is the most advanced weapon on the planet.
Wow. And it's in Venezuela?
Yeah. And then so Nicolas Maduro claims to be holding CIA operatives from America that attempted to assassinate him. Now, the reason the aircraft carrier shows up, he's saying this. He made a public statement saying that he has CIA officers that were trying to execute him. I don't believe it. That's not normal. It's very weird for a government to do that. Usually, once you get like a CIA or something like that, you're going to trade them for other spies and things of that nature. So this is very unusual behavior. So it might be fake. It could be a psyop. I don't really know. It's just something I throw out there. It's not normal, and that's why I was mentioning it. This is really, you're going to like this, Ruby. This is for us right here. Okay. Japan has a $300 billion plan that says it will not allow woke to interfere in Japanese animation.
Wow.
Yep. Woke is saying that beautiful women are not allowed in video games and anime, and the Japanese government has said no, they will not follow that. They will not listen to them. And if you choose to ban them, they'll do that. They'll still make their products. They are refusing them. $330 billion.
Wow.
Jeffrey Epstein appeared to be, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that's crazy. Go ahead.
Jeffrey Epstein appeared to be in exchanging real-time messages with House Democrat Del Stacey Plaskett Plaskett. I'm sure I mispronounced it. She is the Virginian Islands representative. During Michelle Cohan's 2019 testimony, and she was texting Epstein and was being coached. And this had come out that she was doing that. And my understanding is there's going to be an investigation about it. So
Right.
Epstein was
Because why
telling
is
her
he
what to
talking to
do.
her for?
Yeah, so she was being coached by Epstein. This is interesting. So if you know, there's rioting going on in Mexico right now, Mexico City, and a bunch of the Gen Zs are waving a flag which is recognizable to people like myself who watch anime, and it's the One Piece flag. Okay,
Let me
and
look
people
that up. Hold on.
Yeah.
One Piece flag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me share my screen so that people can see what you're talking about. Is it this?
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. When I first saw this, I thought it was a hoax, an AI hoax, because I was like, why are people running around with the One Piece flag? Didn't make any sense. But One Piece, people don't understand. It's a pirate, and he goes around and he helps people and he fights against tyranny, basically. And so because the Mexican president is communist, that's basically what is going on. And then there is a representative in Mexico openly came against her and said that she's working for the cartels. And so there is a lot of destabilization going on in Mexico right now because of that. So there's it's rioting, but it's not as bad as what we had seen in the US from what I could tell.
Okay.
Okay, so earlier when I was talking about so there's a theory about the transgender. So all the shootings that have gone around, in the last, let's say, 5-10 years or whatever, a vast majority of them are transgender. And
Yep.
so there are two theories about this that I just want to kind of mention real quick, and then I'll kind of explain why if you want. So there's a theory about transgender that's coming from an exorcist, which is R.F. Chad Riglers, who is a famous exorcist who goes on things. And he's been pointing out that, and I've seen this, a lot of different channels are talking about this right now, like big stream channels, which is why I'm bringing this up, is they are saying that the woke environment, the destructive behavior is something that's been documented by exorcists for thousands of years. That destructive behavior to hurt yourself and the behavior. They also said that the manifesto of the Communist Party is identical to the Church of Satan, like the actual book of Satanism. And
Wow.
I heard this, but I didn't really know this, but coming from The Exorcist, I was like, that's pretty interesting. So the individual I talked about, Chase Hughes, is saying something a little bit different, obviously. So he is an expert in human behavioral analysis. And he's saying that what we're seeing is a psyop. So the government themselves is psyoping their own people, and that people are into transgender and that are into the furry thing, that they are prime targets of psyops. And that might be why we're seeing so many of them killing people left and right with all the mass shootings, like at churches and schools. Because if you look at all the shootings that are coming from them, almost all of them either are furry or transgender. And did you get my list that had the list of all the shootings?
I did. Okay, I have an email that says Tuesday News, and you sent that to me yesterday. Is that the email you're talking about?
It might be. There might be one that had a bunch of photos.
A bunch of photos.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you'll see a white guy, and then it'll say Benny Show, and then there's a bunch of lists. Is it possible we could bring that up? Because I just want to see the list so they can see that I'm not just exaggerating. So this is just some of them, but you can see obviously Nashville, Lakewood, Colorado, Denver. What is that? Oh, I don't know. Is it Alberti?
Yeah, the Aberdeen shooter identified as trans, the Iowa high school shooter.
Iowa. Yeah, like what are the odds of this? So this is my opinion, and as far as I know, there's no scientific evidence for this. But the other thing I'm wondering about this is, yes, these are great hypothesis, but I'm wondering if the medications that help someone go through the transition period cause some kind of instability with the person, and this might
Oh,
be
definitely. But even before they even enter into that
yeah.
transition, and I'll say it, this is also my opinion, is that majority of those also are on the spectrum. They
Mhm.
have been taking medication maybe since they were children, and those medications, it dulls you like that, and that's just my theory. Like this is why I'm like so anti pharmaceutical, anti medicine, and everything, because I believe that those drugs is what brings your guard down. It suppresses who you are, and the outside influence of the brainwashing can enter, and they got you. And then you wake up one day realizing that you don't even know what happened, and then that whole theory about the ultra stuff comes out. So I totally believe that, and I think unfortunately it's a mental health crisis, and
Yeah.
it's done on purpose to people.
Well, that would follow the psyop programs we've seen, like MK Ultra, which I thought was pretty
Oh,
interesting.
so Beau, really quickly for
Uh-huh.
Joe and Fran, can you explain what is a furry?
So what a furry is these people will wear a costume, like a teddy bear costume or something like that, and then they engage in sexual activities. So it's like
And it's almost like a fantasy, right? So they
yeah, it's like a fantasy thing. So they dress up in
Mhm,
animals, and a lot of times
mhm.
they're associated with like orgy parties.
Right. And so I'll just show you guys what that looks like. Um, well, not that, but I mean what a furry is.
I'm like, are you really gonna show that?
Let me clarify. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is what the fairies look like. They dress up in these costumes. It feels almost like a Comic-Con type stuff.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I never really gave it too much thought, honestly. I'm like, if you're an adult, whatever, I don't really care. But I also started thinking it's kind of weird and almost like a form of bestiality. Like
um,
you're dressing up like an animal.
I
And
wouldn't take it that far. I would just say more like fantasy, like
yeah,
how people play like Sims. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an alter person or like an alter person.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's like you're not you're this character. So you do things you probably wouldn't normally do. And I think that is like Halloweenish extreme, but then they
mhm,
add in that sexual element, which makes it, you know, it makes it even like more disgusting and wrong, in my opinion. Because remember when you said long time ago that you think that that was a a kind of like doorway or into to children, because children are not going to know the difference if
yeah.
they see that walking on down the street, right? And it's like luring the innocent basically, because you wouldn't really know. They look so, innocent. It doesn't look like it's bad,
Yeah, so
in my
I mean,
opinion. In my opinion.
no, I agree with you 100%. Like it's unusual, and I do think that it gravitates towards that mindset,
Right.
in my opinion. But I'll be honest with
Right.
you, I'm not super like in depth in it. I've only recently started paying attention to it because of all the weird things going on, and at like the No Kings rally, and then seeing all them out there, and I was like, why are you wearing pony costumes? And I didn't even really dawn on me.
E-
I was like, oh, they're all
Exactly.
these furry people, and I was like, well, they're
Yeah.
being paid to do it, so I'm like, apparently that's
It,
the
it's just that slippery slope. First they legalize gay marriage. Now they want to give those gays children with the adoption stuff, the IVF stuff, the surrogacy
yeah.
stuff. Then it's gonna snowball, which is why I'm personally against all of it. But at least this is just for educational purposes. We're not gonna like dive into that.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Bo.
Okay, so the next thing is kind of I think it's relevant because of the situation with military. So if you know what the Bradley is, so it's our light tank that we use to transport troops. They're looking to replace it with possibly the XM30 program. Now, the Bradley program is something that we've been trying to upgrade for a long time, And every time we do it, we kind of just, it's too expensive. We decide not to do it. But now they're really focusing on upgrading the Bradley. So that really tells me that we are expecting in the future that we're going to be doing ground to ground combat, and we're expecting it because we're going to spend a Bradley is one of the most used vehicles in our military. Okay, the United States is being accused of creating a false flag blaming against Russia. So this is really important. So NATO is saying that there are all these Russian spies all throughout NATO, and that they're going to attack simultaneously NATO countries and stuff. I personally think it's a false flag. I don't believe that at all, because they already got caught doing this once, where Ukraine was shooting rockets, and I believe what was it? Was it Iceland or I forgot what country it was, but they got caught doing this. If someone knows what country it was and could put in the comments, that'd be great. But I forgot what country it was they're doing it, but they blamed it on Russia, but they got caught, and us, people like us, were so quick to point it out that Ukraine had to admit that they were the ones that launched the rockets at their own allies. So because of that, and they've already tried it once, I am very hesitant to believe anything that, and I'll be honest with you, I don't trust the United Nations at all. I think the US should leave the United Nations. I don't trust them. I think that they're personally,
Right.
I mean, we talked about earlier a couple videos back on your channel when I was discussing how much of their leadership has been involved in rape and other CSA events, and that they don't get charged for it. I mean, they are
Wow.
probably some of the most corrupt individuals I've ever seen on the planet. I do not trust anything that the UN does at all. Nothing.
I agree
That's
with
my
you.
opinion.
But Jesse just did say in the comments that it was Poland,
It
so
was
at least we
Poland.
got, yeah. Hmm.
I appreciate that. So
Yeah.
that was the news. Those are the things that caught my eye, that I was like, whoa. What do you think, Ruby? Anything you want to
I
backtrack
mean,
on?
yeah,
Or?
yeah. I'm so glad that in season 1, I gave my most honest, outrageous, unpopular, controversial opinions, because if you guys have been watching me long enough, when these topics come up, you're gonna see my face, because we've talked about this before, and I'm so glad that I did, because I don't have to go over this again. When I hear those words or those organizations or whatever, if you guys know me, you know me. I think all of that should be abolished anyways. So it would be a blessing if these things can just come to light and we could all be on the same page, because I feel like I'm already there. I feel like I'm waiting. Like, you know how Jimmy says that, he feels like we already won and we're just looking at the aftermath of what's happening.
The cleanup project.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I'm almost there with that inner peace that I'm just waiting for it to all crumble, and I think it's a good thing.
Is there any chance that we could bring on the screen the screenshot that I had that I sent you, the one that it has my account on there, and it does our prediction about the end of the okay, it says just a test, but the government is going to reopen Thursday. Do you see that one?
Oh yeah, but
I just wanted to highlight that because we already predicted it, and it happened to be on the exact same prediction. I want to show that we're not just making things up. That you could see my post, and then you can see what it was actually. You could see that there was a difference in time.
Okay, I'm checking the emails now and seeing what pictures you included here, but I don't see.
It'll have a black photo and a white photo underneath it, and you'll probably see it says November 13th, 2025.
Yes. Okay, okay. What is going on here? Okay.
So this is what I call bringing the receipts.
Okay, so this is your X page. That's why I didn't recognize it. I thought it was YouTube.
Yeah. So as you can see, just to be a smart ass, when you guys were talking, we were saying that this is going to happen. I went, okay, well, I'm going to do it. So you can see it's November 10th, and then we're going to reopen in Thursday, right? Now, how do we know? We had 30-something days or whatever it was, or 40 days. And then all of a sudden we know exactly what day it was going to open. Like, come on.
Okay, so when did the government open? Do you know when
November 13th, 2025.
November 13th, and when was that? I mean, what day of the week was it?
Thursday.
Okay, Okay. So just for
Just like we
confirmation, it is already
predicted.
open.
I'm just throwing it out there. I just had to
Oh
do
my
it.
God.
Come on.
Okay,
I mean,
now
I'm sure I'm just really good at guessing.
this is the second time that this happens on this show because
Uh,
in season 1, I predicted that because Jimmy always talks about like a huge like scare event or something that would wake people up, and I totally
Yeah.
agree with it. But then I was like, you know what? I predict that they're gonna try to assassinate a president or Trump because Trump was still like running back then. No, it was when he got shot with the ear. So, and then after that, then the attempt was made on Trump. So this is the second time that something like this happens where we feel like we said something on the show, and then by next Tuesday it happens. So congratulations, you
Thank you. I'm glad I
joined.
can be part of the tradition. You know,
And
I did this another
crazy.
time before. Like when I was,
Mhm,
I had colleagues, and I had a friend who was running for U.S. Senate, and
mhm,
we would go and we do stuff, and they would tell us stuff, and the team would tell us stuff, and then I would
mhm.
tell people stuff that they would tell me, and my friends would look at me like I'm batshit crazy, and I'd say, no, no, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and then and I'm not even kidding, it would happen. They would get mad at me and tell me that it was just coincidence. And I was like, how many coincidences did I tell you? And then
Exactly right.
and then
Right.
finally, like I actually predicted what was gonna happen with BLM. And I
Uh-huh.
actually had family members and friends and colleagues that would not talk to me because I told them that stuff. And
Hmm.
then when it happened, I said, "Well, what do you think now when you called me an asshole and a racist and a piece of shit?
Exactly.
Now what? Now do you have anything to say?" And like I was like, "See, this is the thing is you got psyoped. I was the only one trying to help you, and you were cussing and telling me that I was a piece of shit."
Which is why you don't talk to people like that to begin with. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that when I talk about politics, and this is why I'm really strict with that too, is like the
Mhm.
whole reason for the show was because I want to put all of my opinions and thoughts in an appropriate forum that I can share with other people because I'm not going to be doing this
Yeah.
my
And
personal
you
life. You know
shouldn't
what I'm saying?
tolerate it. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that can happen, and I'm not willing to let that get in the way ever again. So when I talk to people, it's here, we're all nice to each other, like these guidelines, everybody knows it, you don't have to be
Yeah.
putting it out there. And I'm so glad that that's why I do it here and now, because I'm not going to play those games with people in real life, and I don't talk to people like that in real life. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to work like in Burger King, and when it's late night and you're in the kitchen, the stuff comes up. You know what I'm saying? And those topics came up, and I was not afraid to say, "I respect you. You can respect me, but if we're gonna have this conversation, get ready for it because I am not the type to coddle your feelings or pander to anybody. I don't care." And it really intrigued those people. So I'm glad that you are another person
Did you red pill
that's
them?
that spoke. Yeah, a little bit, yes. And they would ask me over and over. They were like, "Hey, Ruby, remember last time you said that, like, you're against, like, for example, like LGBTQ." And if one of your kids came out like that, like they would pose those questions, like, "Oh, well, what if your kid turns out gay?" And I was like, "Well, I don't care because I raised them a certain way, and they know that that's unacceptable. So if they do that in their adult life, great, congratulations, have a good day, but I'm not going to tolerate that." So there's certain principles and values that I am true to myself, and I'm not going to change that just because this person is my child. That doesn't matter to me. And they were like, "Wow, that's crazy, like you should accept your children no matter what they say or whatever." And I'm like, no, that's what the TV tells you, but I don't go by that.
Isn't
So
it weird that they
those.
do that though? Like, I mean, we weren't raised like that, and no one had ever raised their kids even like that. Like the idea that kids are in charge never existed until 5 years ago.
Exactly. I'm
And
like,
why
no.
would you?
Mm-mm.
Why would an adult think that a child who has very little information, just came out of puberty, knows nothing about the world, is in charge?
Exactly. But it's also because they're validating themselves and how they
Yeah.
felt like, "Oh, well, when I was a kid, I knew I was like this." And I was like, "Well, maybe you were confused." I mean, like, I am not gonna be that type of person. So if it come, I'm not trying to be offensive, but if you really want to know, I'm gonna tell it to you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I've had those times where I had to speak up, and then, I mean, even with one of my cousins, like when I was in New York, we had a conversation about like the gun issue, and they're from New York City, so there's no guns in New York. There's no guns in New York City, right? Because nobody's allowed to
Yeah.
have a gun.
Yeah.
And I'm from Florida, so I'm huge on the Second Amendment. And they were like, so you would really, buy a gun, and if there was like a revolution or something, you would fight? I'm like, well, what you gonna do? You're gonna die? You just gonna die? Like, of course not. I would fight for what I believed in. And I remember having that conversation, and they were so like really against it. Like 4 or 5 years later, I start seeing my cousin posting on Instagram a lot of like conservative red pilled like quotes or a picture of Candace Owens' book that he's reading or whatever. And I'm like, so now 5 years later, you realize what I was talking about. But back then you thought I was crazy, right? You
Yep.
thought I was wild. And I was like, no. So you see, I'm glad that we're brave enough to do that,
And in my opinion, it is a sign of love to tell somebody something that they don't like that
Right.
will benefit them. Like if you just
Right.
pander to everyone to their feelings, then they're going to do bad things. They're going to do and fall and do things that they shouldn't be doing. Like that's the whole point of being a parent is you got to do the things and say the things that they don't like because it's your job to have them have the best possible life they have or they can have. And by pandering them, you're not doing that. That's not a parenting.
Exactly. And you know
So I
what?
agree with you 100%.
Yeah, of course. And also the thought that I have to bend to accommodate other people, like with the whole pronoun BS stuff. I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not going to force me to address you a certain way or no. This is the United States of America. Remember where you are. And you know what? I'm so glad that I spoke about this recently. So Quinn, and we all know Quinn, okay? Quinn
Yeah.
Wright is one of my favorite YouTubers, right? So he's gonna post an interview that I did with him on the topic about like friendship and stuff like that, right? And just like you said, as a parent, we're supposed to tell our kids, straight up, what's the real deal. So I told him about that concept, about that friend, right? And I'm just that type. So when you said that about the whole parent-child relationship,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is. I am a parent. I'm not your friend. So when you're disciplining your children or talking to them or like whatever, sure, we can have great times. We can be friendly, but I'm not your friend. I'm your mother. And it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different responsibility. It's a title and that responsibility is to teach the children. You're my child. You're going to do what I say. And then you can reap those blessings. And if you don't, there's consequences. You see what I'm saying? So the line
Yeah.
of thinking about that, like, oh, everybody's supposed to be inclusive, and if you're my friend, you're supposed to support me no matter what. No, I'm not that type of friend. I would be that friend that tells you the truth to your face. And it is what it is,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. You know what's something that I think is interesting that's it's along the lines of what you were just talking about being a parent and stuff.
Mhm.
Way back in 2019, my friend was telling me that they were going to attack Christians and they were
Mhm.
going to attack the family unit. And I was like, what? What are you talking about, dude? Come on. Like,
Mhm.
you're just being crazy Christian, blah, blah, blah. Well, now I don't think there could be anything more apparent than that's their goal is to attack families and to disrupt the Christian unit. I can't believe how like I just found this out. I was watching the interview with Tucker Carlson and then I forgot that gentleman's name. The one that has the $1 billion settlement against him.
Alex.
Alex Jones, yeah. And they were
Mhm.
talking about how the UN was purposely letting Christian countries in Africa populations get wiped out by other countries.
Really?
And I was like, now I feel like I should investigate this, but from what I can see, it does seem like what they're trying to do is they're like you see in Europe, they're doing it in Europe, obviously. They're trying to do it here in the U.S., so it doesn't really surprise me that they were doing it in Africa. But this like global attack on Christians is really weird, and it's something that I didn't believe, and then now, like being an atheist, coming out of atheism, and then being a Christian now, that's one of the things that actually got me out of atheism is how much they lied about this stuff and said it wasn't true, wasn't fake. Then we see the evidence, and I'm like, this entire industry is full of crap and lying, like completely lying out of their butt. And I'm like, this is I honestly, if I go right now and I think about it, I don't think there is another group of people on the planet that are being targeted more than Christians.
I agree. And remember when we talked about that whole Nicki Minaj situation? And did you see what she recently said? I was gonna play a clip. Okay, so let me see if I can. Okay, because remember she spoke out about the Christians that are being slaughtered in Nigeria, and we did talk about that recently too. So I want to just watch this clip.
I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I would like to thank.
So that's just a small clip so that people can, kind of like a follow-up that she actually did say something. She got involved because she was invited. And I remember bringing that up and saying how I kind of hate when this happens. Okay, so I got like I hate when this happens to me, like when I agree with something and disagree with it at the same time, even though it can be for something for good, because I feel like what Nikki's doing is great, right? It brings awareness and exposure. But then I kind of hate when celebrities cross that line into a political arena and they try to use their voice, even if it is a good thing. For me, it just rubs me the wrong way. I feel like they shouldn't be getting involved at all. Same thing when the celebrities be telling you to vote and who to vote for, and everything. Like, it's one thing to talk about it and then to insert yourself when I don't know your agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what her real agenda is. I don't know what she's doing or behind the scenes, who's talking to who. I just see her and who she is, and I know who she is as a singer. But now you're crossing the line, and I appreciate the awareness, but something inside of me still feels like it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like I'm in the middle with this one.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I have a tendency not to care what celebrities say, especially movie stars, because I'm like, most of you guys are drunks and alcoholics and drug addicts. So, I mean, you're not that different than the screwed up person on the homeless guy on the seat here, on
but
the
the same thing can be said about politicians. Yeah. I agree, but the same thing can be said about these politicians, because I do believe that they do that behind the scenes. I mean, we've seen House of Cards. Like, the whole show is about stuff like that, Like, I wouldn't doubt that happens. It just bothers me that it happens, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It just bothers me that I know that happens, and yet they're trying to do good. I just wish I had people, or okay, I know what. I just answered my own question. So the reason why I have an issue with this, and I don't know, Beau, if you know that I've been open with my views, my political, like where I'm at in the political spectrum. And I've said this before, like, I feel I identify more as a Christian nationalist. And when I look at the political scene, I'm looking at it through that lens, if that makes sense. So it bothers me when I see stuff like this, because in my perfect world, I would want Christian leaders, basically Christian politicians that have faith, that have values, that have families. You know what I'm saying? And that bothers me when I know that is not the case. So I don't trust nothing right now for me. So that's how I kind of feel when somebody like Nicki Minaj comes out here and starts talking about Christians. Meanwhile, we all know what type of a singer she is, the type of culture that her target audience, like everything, you know what I'm saying? Like the content that she puts out, the music that she puts out, it's not productive, it's not family friendly, it's not Christian by any means, but she's using her voice for good. I mean, I could give her that much credit, but it still bothers me, if that makes sense.
No, I can see that. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you should be wary of people who live a certain lifestyle and then go and preach to you that they're good. I mean, because like
Yeah.
I'll just throw an example of this. So
Mhm.
I don't know how much people really know about like certain like secret groups and stuff, but most Satanists do not look like the people that you think they are. They are clean cut, they look professional, they're not tatted up everywhere. They don't look anything
Right.
like that. The ones that
Right.
do that are usually not high-ranking members. Because to be a high-ranking member, typically you can't look that way because you're expected to be in a position of power and authority to hold that position of authority to protect those around you. And when
Mhm.
you're obvious who you are, it makes it harder for them to do what they do in the background.
Mhm. Exactly. So that's what it is for me, and that's why I have such an issue with everything. And I don't know what I'm gonna do, because a few episodes ago I said that
Mhm.
I think I was going to deregister or just not really vote at all. And then Jimmy was like, the local election. I was like, So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm still on the fence with that, and that just popped in my head for some reason, because I feel like I should, because I moved, I should change my address. I should vote in my local elections, get more involved. But that's what bothers me. It's like, I feel like I don't trust anybody. But we'll see. I mean,
Well, you
anyways, did
could,
you
there's another option, and I'm just gonna throw it
what?
out there, and you can laugh if you want. Maybe you should run for office in your local area. I'm just saying.
Hey, I can't. I can't. I mean, they will dig up my past and everything that I've ever said on this show, and I'm done. Like, completely done.
Or you're gonna blow up.
Hell no. The stuff that I said, I would have to do so much damage control with the stuff that I've said on this show. But
It would be very
I don't know.
entertaining, though.
Yeah, for real. I don't think anybody would vote for me. I'm too unpredictable. Oh, first of all, hold on. I'm contradicting myself because I don't even believe women should be in office. So
Whoa, hold on. I think you've said this before, but I kind of like maybe slipped my mind. Wait. Did you just said that you don't think women should be allowed to have any kind of office?
yeah.
So did we did
So,
Okay, I gotta ask. Okay,
it was
so
so hypocritical of me if I
yeah,
ran
so
for
our
office
senator
after
who
all
just
the stuff that I've said.
to just dump the Epstein thing, you don't think she should have been doing that because she was a woman?
Oh my God. Okay, you know what? I'm digging a hole that I don't think I can get out
Okay,
of.
all right. We'll let it go. Okay, we'll move on.
I would just say this. I
Mhm.
like her. I like her politics. But if there was a man that, complete replica of her, I would vote for that man, because I truly believe that women should be at home taking care of their families and children and cooking. And I believe in those traditional values, but we don't live in that type of government, right? So I'm not gonna fight that. I'm just saying that would be like just my personal opinion.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was hilarious. I
I
wouldn't.
I do agree with you though. I do think that the structure of a family, like like if we were to go back 40 years ago, and then where
Yeah,
a woman could stay at home, raise the child so that, our
right.
transgender, furry, Satanist teachers are not child molesters that are not raising our children, would be great.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Exactly.
there's this thing that they were talking about that the economic situation with housing and homes was designed in order to break the family intentional. And the way I
Exactly.
look at things, I really think it's true, because I think of like,
Right.
why would you ever want to damage the family unit? Because the stronger the family unit, that's usually a sign of the stronger the nation.
Right. And they won't be able to control you, because you have a head of household. You have the man
Yeah.
who makes those decisions, buys property like how it used to be. I mean, and that's just me. I'm that type of old school, and I'm not ashamed to say it. But in modern times, I would I wouldn't vote for a woman, right? So I wouldn't vote for one, but I would continue to subscribe to that women have a greater value in the home raising your children. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But
It's one thing I want to throw out here and then get your opinion kind of like on this the women thing.
yeah,
There's this thing that I've noticed, like it's been not as big as it was before, but for a long time there was this attack about women breastfeeding babies in public areas,
I
and they were
remember that.
being and I was always like, that made me very mad because I was like, this is a mother taking care of a child,
Right.
and why would you attack them for feeding a baby? Like, this is insanity
Exactly.
to me.
Stupid. Yes.
And that was one of those things that like really ticked me off, and I was like, how could you possibly say that this is like disgusting and whatever they were doing, whatever their campaign was, when I'm like, you're feeding a child. That's really what you're saying is but this is like a liberal thing. Like, we don't want babies
Of
to eat. We
course.
don't want you to have kids.
Nope.
We don't want you to breed. We want you to chop your organs off, become addicted to these drugs, and you're not allowed to have pets now,
I
right?
think it's mental illness, honestly. I think it's just mental illness because if you were in the right mind, yeah, I don't think you would be saying stuff like that. And the whole breastfeeding situation, that is because this society, which is why I have a problem with our
Mhm.
culture, that is because that culture, our culture, American culture, in movies, music, etc., have objectified women, sexualized women to make the breast look like a sexual thing, when in reality, that is to feed your children. That's why you have them on your chest. And that's why only women can give birth and have babies and breastfeed. So if you have a problem with that, that says more about the person, because that's what we were designed to do. You see what I'm saying? So it's a culture issue.
Yeah, cultural issues. Speaking of this, did you hear about the gym thing that took place? That woman that complained about that man that was in the gym, and the gym kicked her out.
Was she a black lady?
I don't remember what she was. I just know that she was a woman, and a man came into the gym. She complained to the staff. They revoked her gym license, kicked her out, and it turned out that the male that was in the bathroom, because I think he was like doing something or making some kind of weird gestures to a child or something. It turned out that he was a rapist.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and
I didn't hear about that.
this woman
I don't
turned
think I
out to
did.
be like a lesbian, which I don't really think is relevant. So there was this big wokey fight thing. But then I was like, all right, so a woman. Oh, by the way, the Olympics are banning transgenders.
Really?
That was last week, but we got too focused on the oh, what was that kid's name? The one that everyone
Yeah,
hates
yeah,
at the moment.
Nick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah, we got too focused on him. I forgot about our friends at the Olympics. So I was like,
So,
women's
okay.
rights is
Uh-huh.
massively under attack over the last 10 years, in my opinion.
Yes.
How
Yeah.
do you feel about it, Ruby? I mean, you're a woman. You're going to be more attuned to this than me.
Listen, I don't believe in the term women's rights or stuff like that. But we got Gail here. Hi, Gail.
Hey, Gail.
Hi, I just want to add to what Beau just said. The woman was a black woman. She went into the women's locker room. She was showering. She came out. She was naked. The guy was naked, and he still had his junk. So she went ballistic, and she ran out screaming and swearing. Then they ended up throwing her out. Then they show the idiot going right back into the women's locker room. Well, TMZ interviewed him on their show. He had red lipstick on and earrings. You could tell he was a guy. Well, he has a rap sheet for beating up his ex-girlfriend. But that was out in California at Gold's Gym. But I heard that wasn't the first time they've done that.
I actually have a clip.
Oh,
I have a clip. Yeah, so I did bookmark this. So wow, this is crazy. It says and it says that she's a lesbian. I didn't know that, but it says
yeah, she said she was.
Oh, okay. So a black lesbian who was banned from Gold's Gym for complaining about men in the women's locker room confronts state senator.
Senator Winner, as the only black lesbian here, can I please ask you a question because I flew here to do that? Yeah. Okay. As a lesbian woman who was attacked in the women's locker room at Gold's Gym this week by a self-identifying trans woman with a documented history of domestic violence, I'm deeply concerned about women's safety in female-only spaces. What would you say to women who are seeking assurance that their safety will be protected from men who, by California law, can self-ID as women in women-only spaces, sir? Please tell me.
Yeah, so we want, everyone to be safe, and we also know that, we have trans people, both men and women, who are men and women, and so, so if you're trans women are women.
Senator, you've done great things with the bills you've passed with the housing. I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up, and I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted in locker rooms. I'm a lesbian black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. And I do respect a lot of the things you've done. But I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children. And I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field. And I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're going to go in the publicity spot. I want to support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now. And we want to know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, women. Trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by one. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, or what you are, but I'm a lesbian. And I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker room.
Let's answer the question.
I'm just telling you, since y'all want to woo.
No, just let's.
You notice there's no black people in that room?
I just want to let you know that.
Yeah.
Let's give the senator the opportunity.
I'm done.
I appreciate your point of view.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that you were harassed,
Multiple times.
and I appreciate you talking about it. I think we need to protect the safety of all women, and that obviously that's incredibly important. And I also know that trans women are also brutalized in this country. So women and cisgender women are brutalized in this country, and we have to protect the safety of all women.
We have to protect women. We cannot be raped in the bathrooms by men that want to say they're women. They're not women. They're not women. I'm leaving. It's okay, but I'm not going to take it. I am leaving because you know what? You guys are not protecting women. You're doing a lot. The bills that you're passing for the law, I read a lot of them. They're great. But this things with the trans, it's not right.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Yay. Good for
Thank you.
her.
My name is Tish Hyman.
I'm sorry. He has a penis, so he's a man. I'm sorry.
And even if they don't have it, they're still men. So
I mean, he can wear lipstick and dresses all he wants, but to go in a woman's locker room naked and show himself to her, that's exposing himself, and he should have been arrested and not her. But this has been going on in Gold's Gym. This isn't the first time.
wow,
Sorry.
this is in California.
Sorry.
Wow, that was a great clip. That's the first time that I've seen that clip.
I stand by her 100%.
I do too.
And I like what Trump had to say. They should have Olympics just for transgender so they won't be whining and crying about have their own Olympics.
Wow.
I'd pay to go see that. I would.
I mean, if boys and girls are the same, why do we need trans anyways? I thought there was no gender.
But I definitely would pay to go see the transgender Olympics.
Wow.
I don't
No, I
know
mean,
if I would watch that.
yeah, I wouldn't even entertain that thought. But
All right, speaking about women, let's get on to Michelle Obama. She's on every single show.
Oh, I know about this.
Bad mouthing white women. Now she's bad mouthing white women's hair because her hair's black and kinky. They can't go in the water. I forgot what else she said they can't do.
What?
She's on
being
a
straight
TV
hair
pod.
is racist. Having straight hair is racist.
Yeah.
No.
She said,
Yeah, she
"Oh,
said
you
that.
gotta listen to her. She's on every show. You can't miss her." And she keeps bad mouthing white women. And then she did say they asked her if she was going to run for president, and she said no because she'll never get elected because they won't let a white woman. I mean, not a white woman. They won't let a woman as a president.
A woman of color.
A woman of color.
Yeah.
She said we proved that with Kamala.
Yeah.
So-
Or maybe you shouldn't have somebody that has a history of being a call girl and is an alcoholic and can't talk. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you want to pick a black woman candidate. There are other choices out there that are not alcoholics, first
Yes.
off, and that can talk with a full sentence, would be probably beneficial. And most importantly of all, they don't have a history of being rich celebrities call girls. I'm just
I didn't know
saying,
she
like,
was
that
a
doesn't
call
really
girl.
scream high class to me.
No.
Well, I have a clip. I want to play it so I can hear. I want to hear
Oh,
Michelle
here
say
she
this.
is.
This is
Oh,
crazy.
God.
As women of
This is
color.
insane.
You mean Michael?
Well,
Sorry. I'll
yeah.
stop.
Okay. Let's see what she says.
Hair as women of
She's a big
color,
woman.
that the way our hair naturally grows out of our head is beautiful. But if we struggle to make it look like the standard, that means we are spending thousands of hours and lots of money straightening out what is naturally curly hair, right? And that takes time out of your life. It costs money. Hair as women of color.
Okay, so I didn't hear that she said racist, but maybe that's just the clip.
Oh, she's on all kinds of shows.
Oh
I
my.
think she says it on this one. Oh, you should just show that one. I think she was
sorry.
saying it on that one.
The one that you were just about to show, that's the one she talks about it being
Yeah.
like a white thing.
Oh, let me put it. Okay, let me put it back up.
Worry about it. Let me explain something to white people.
Oh, brother.
Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it to follow your beauty standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim and we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all.
Oh, brother.
It is exhausting and it's so expensive and it takes up so much time. Braids are for y'all so we can work harder and focus on the work. So why do we need an act, an act of law to tell white folks to get out of our hair? Don't tell me how to wear my hair. Don't wonder about it. Don't touch it.
Oh,
Just
God.
don't. It just.
She's a joke. You know, for someone who's got so much money, she doesn't work. She's doing the video circuit, whatever you call it, going. And also, she is mad because she lost all her beauticians at the White House because they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars fixing her up so she'll look decent when she goes out to the public. So she's just bent out of shape. She doesn't have them anymore to fix her up. Sorry.
Oh my. And she's talking about all of this with a perm in her own hair. Like both of them got permed straight hair. So if you actually believe what you're saying, why don't you come out with your natural hair?
Exactly.
So Jesse's back. Hi, Jesse. What's up?
Jesse.
Hey, Gigi, let me throw this at you on the not Kamala Harris. Beau said Michael. The last one.
Yeah, that was my smart remark.
Michelle. Hey, do you remember that song "Quarter to Three" back in the '60s? New Orleans.
No.
Gary U.S.
Wow, how's
Bonds.
it go?
Gary U.S. Bonds. He was a great rocker in the '60s, early '60s, and number one in the radio. But he was black, and so they didn't put his picture. And then he comes out with Dick Clark, and then America sees him. He's a black rocker, and they used to grease their hair back like the white kids, like the rock and rollers. And Martin Luther King gave a speech, a beautiful speech. And this is why I don't like the way Michelle Obama, everything she does is meant to divide us.
Mm-hmm,
the way Martin Luther King addressed this, he talked about this, and she's channeling MLK. But MLK went to the black schools and the junior highs, and he was talking to the kids that black is beautiful. You don't have to spend $1 million on your hair. You're beautiful the way you are. But he never denigrated the United States. He never denigrated white people. He didn't divide anybody. He was just trying to build up his people. It's like if I was born black, I would know everything about everything. I'd be so happy. But I'm not. I was born a beaner, so I know everything about beaners. You know, I wear my beaner patch. But Michelle Obama can say black is beautiful, her hair is beautiful. That's fine. But don't go beat up white people. Don't go beat up other races. Elevate. The rising tide raises all boats. She has no class. Martin Luther King, that's why I'm an MLK lover. He had class.
Yes, he did.
You know, she's like 305.
What's that?
No class.
Oh. Oh, I owe you $20, Jesse. I owe you.
What's that?
I owe you $20.
What could it also be that MLK came from a different time period where they were more respectful, at least in the media, and he knew how to get his message across, and he was guided and trained, like they knew what they were doing and they had that goal, whereas she doesn't. And I think she just stuff for no reason, just cause division, like you say.
And you know what? I grew up in
good point.
I grew up in the bicentennial 50 years ago, and I'm so happy because I've been waiting for 50 years. I've been waiting for 50 years for this. And I remember in the 70s, in 1976, well, Jimmy Carter won that year, but other than that, it was a real good year. It was the bicentennial. And I remember the coonskin cap. I remember Davy Crockett was Daniel Boone was a man. We all loved America. All the songs were patriotic.
Right.
So I don't think Michelle Obama understands that America. She doesn't understand America as founded. We have to get back to love America as a foundation. Then we could start to fix the food stamps. We have to love America. Then we can fix our housing. We have to love America. Then we can fix our health care. But it has to start. Today, I heard the mayor of New York, he said 40% of the population of New York City that is living in housing was not born in the United States. That's a disgrace. When I was a kid, everybody who wasn't born in the United States worked his butt off.
Exactly.
It's a disgrace to all of the immigrants that came here. And so these people do not love America. And I think Michelle is of that cloth.
I think she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing and what she's saying, and she's just saying it to stir a pot when that pot should have been thrown out a long time ago. Like it's already sick and tiring. Hi, Dallas.
Hey, Dallas.
Hi, Dallas.
Well, hi there. I thought I'd join y'all in this conversation here.
All right, come on, Dallas.
I agree with it.
Feel so far about what we talked about? Like, what are your
I agree with so much of it that they loved the United States and loved us. Then if they could learn to embrace it more. And as you were speaking about that incident with that transgender, that was absolutely unacceptable.
yeah, that's crazy, right? And that's in California.
And
so
I think about marriage, but if that was her, then my girlfriend, my wife, that pervert, they would not get away with that.
Exactly, yo, Dallas.
And remember, y'all remember when a certain store was selling something catering to the LGBTQ? That was targeting the sales for that. What was that?
Oh, that was that. That was being run by the company that was doing that was run by an open Satanist.
Wow.
And remember which store it was? I tell you, it was
Target.
Target.
Yes, that's right, Target.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them I had a different Target of the 60s. But it was a more conservative version of it. And I don't remember it, but I know about it. And it fell hard. The old W.T. Grants.
Oh, the
If anybody
stores.
knows about
The
W.T.
stores,
Grant.
yeah, the stores.
Do you guys
No,
think that
no, Dallas,
Michelle
you're a little
Obama?
older than us. You're a little older. You're from the
I'm
40s.
actually younger than y'all, but I learn about it.
Beau asked a question.
What is it?
I was just going to ask you guys, do you guys think that Michelle Obama is doing this to purposely divide the country because she absolutely hates America and her
Yeah,
husband
she
does,
hates
and she's
America.
part
Yep,
of
I agree.
cult?
I agree with
Or
you,
do you
Beau.
think that she's just brainwashed liberal?
Bo,
No,
can
I
I
think
answer?
she hates
Let me have a
America.
crack at that. That was a great question, Bo. That's a great. So it gives us two views. I think somewhere in the middle, she's never been taught to love America. She's a product of her environment in a lot of ways. When you talk about her being a bleeding heart liberal, so in her schools, in academia, it's a different culture than us who lived in the Cold War. We were taught to love America. America, right or wrong. America, the beautiful. God shed his grace on thee. These kids don't even have to do the Pledge of Allegiance. The Jehovah's Witnesses have taken over school. They hate America. And you and I, we grew up in a religion. We know what it's like to hate America growing up in our religion. It's contaminated all of everything, academia, politics, sports. You go to a baseball game, a basketball game, people taking the knees for Antifa and for BLM. It's a culture of hating our country. And that's where she was brought up in.
Right. Exactly.
I have a theory that
oh,
the reason they do this is because it's an attack. I think that Barack Obama and people like him, I think, are actually Satanists, and
I
I think that
agree.
they do the things that they're doing. I mean, I don't mean they're like Satanists, like the haha, you know. I mean, like, I believe that they're really into that stuff, and that's why they want to bring America down.
Correct.
I think that's why they're doing what they're doing.
And remember the words, out of abundance of out of their mouth speaks their heart.
Yeah.
Remember what he said? We're 5 days fundamentally changing America. Well, America is fundamentally the land of the free, home of the brave. How do you fundamentally change that? You turn it into the land of the slave. If we're the land of the free, home of the brave, you turn us into the home of the coward and the land of the slave. Listen to what he said. He said it himself. He fundamentally wants to change America. Everything we love, the dollar, the food, the music, the baseball, apple pie. He wants to change. He hates America. He hates the color of your skin. He hates you for being a Christian. Oh, I'm a Christian. No, he's not. Look at your actions.
I just want to say hi to Joseph. Hi, Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
Hey, Joseph.
Hello.
Well,
It's good
hi
to hear you
there,
guys.
Joseph. Great having y'all with us here.
Yeah. Beau mentioned that Michelle was, well, he called her Michael. And if you remember, Barack Obama in his speech returned and referred to his wife as Michael. So the rumor is there.
Yeah, I know about it, and we've touched on it before, and I'm just gonna say it again. I don't know. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna say it's true. That's just one conspiracy theory that I feel like I'm still on the fence about. I don't know. It's just
Well, why are these political leaders, say like Bridget
right.
in France? There is questions about her being, a transgender person.
Well, that's been proven that she is.
So it seems like now New York has a communist, socialist, really a communist
Mayor. Yeah.
mayor in the Empire State of all things, and we could see that the country, if it wasn't for Trump being elected, the country would have been lost completely by now. So he's trying to bring it back to what the founding fathers wanted. And he's going to do this if he doesn't get shot or killed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to stay the course and hope that the agenda, the MAGA agenda, America First agenda, is carried forward. And that's the biggest thing that we want as citizens. We want to be, like Ruby says, Christian nationalists. We want a Christian nation that is governed by ethics. We're not going
Right.
to have all this. We don't know what a woman is. We don't know. You could be anything you want. You could be a furry person or a cat, whatever you want. All things go. And getting rid of families. Just be raised by the state, and the state would take care of you, which is
No.
communism. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to add to what Beau said about Michelle. She has a twofold agenda. She hates America, and what she's doing, she's trying to get the Black audience to rise up against white people. And I think people are getting smart enough to know what she's up to, because that's what her mission is. She wants to divide and conquer our country, especially with Black people. And I wanted to say, I think I want to see our country unified, no matter what you are. I want to see unity. And I love diversity, because that's what we were all founded on, different ethnic groups. But we all got along. There was when I was growing up, we had the Motowns. I grew up I was born in 1950. We had Motown. None of my friends, I hung around with Black kids. None of us were prejudiced. We listened to the Four Tops, the Temptations. Who else? There was a whole mess of musicians back then. And we all got along.
1950?
Yeah, I was born in 1950, yes.
Oh, I was going to ask you out. So good.
Oh my God.
I like young guys.
For coffee.
Oh my gosh, Jesse. Well,
Oh, goose.
I'm turning big.
Well, Jesse was an elder, so you got to watch out for him.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Well, you guys brought up a lot of great points, because I feel like that culture is dying away, and this new woke stuff is what's trying to grip onto what we had before. And there's a struggle with that. And my generation, I don't think my generation is gonna do anything about it, but I think the next generation, they're gonna be super mega conservatives, because they see the bull crap that's happening right now, and see men walking around the way they are, women walking around the way they are, and just degeneracy, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the next generation would probably change something, but who knows? Beau, did you have any other topic that you wanted to kind of cover? Because I do have another subject about the whole parent and child situation.
No, we ran through all my stuff.
What about Manjami? He's gonna go see Trump. Did you know?
Really?
No, I didn't hear
No,
that.
I did not. When?
He wants to meet with Trump. I don't know.
For what?
I don't know, because things aren't going very well in New York City.
Well, he's asking for $4 million from the voters to carry him over to January 1st, when he is sworn in.
Oh,
so the question is, why does he need $4 million for 5 weeks away?
Because he's going to pay for all the free stuff. Do you think MBTA is going to drive people for nothing on their buses?
No.
No.
Maybe
who's going to pay
American
for
National...
the buses, the maintenance, the operation, the salaries of these people? You can't do it for free.
No.
Somebody's going to have to pay for it.
Can I say something about generations?
Soros.
Pardon me? Oh, George Soros. Yeah.
Hey,
can I say? Hold on. Beau was gonna say something, and then we could go to Jesse. Go ahead, Beau.
Oh, I was saying the bus situation. What's going to end up happening is you're going to have George Soros, and one of his funded groups is going to end up taking that bill.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
And
heard
Jesse?
that he's asking
Oh.
for money from foreign countries to send it to New York City.
Well,
That's
he'll
not
probably
gonna
get it from
happen.
China. I mean, the people that are backing his campaign are probably going to be more than willing to give him more money.
They'll be
Yeah.
Iranian.
And that's legal? He can accept
I don't
that?
think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, Jesse, yeah?
Hey, in the news today, I saw the Mexican fight, the fights going down in Mexico City, and they were
Oh yeah, for
interviewed
the
on Fox
palace.
News.
Yeah.
They were interviewed by Fox News, and there was these commentators from Gen Z, and they were coming in from that angle on the American news, and they were called Gen Z protesters. And something you said, but since me and my little brother, we always talk about this. Since we were little kids, we always hated that word generations because we were born Jehovah's Witness. We always hated it, probably because we were in the Spanish and we hated the word system of things. We hated all the English words that the Watchtower, and they used to scare us. But when we talked about generations, I didn't believe in this greater generation or that generation. And we love sports. Like when you watch a great basketball team or baseball team, it takes veterans and rookies. It takes old people and ownership and management to make a great team. There is no, like the young rookie can't win it. Like we saw the Dodgers, a great baseball team, but it took some of the old guys and it took some of the rookies. When you used to watch the great Bulls teams, you used to have all these new guys and you had the old Michael Jordan. And it's been like that always. And so I hate the comment about when you see a graduation, we're the future. I hate that. If these kids are our future, I'm scared. I'm scared for our future. I think it takes a combination of old people, middle-aged. It takes everybody. I hate to sound like Hillary Clinton, but it really does take a village to be successful.
I'm sorry, the kids today.
We all have to have skin in the game when it comes to this, the generation. And I just wanted to add that when I heard the generation is going to fix things. No, it's going to take all of us.
That PSYOP video, Ruby, is there any chance before we end, would we be able to play that tonight?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I asked you if you have anything else you wanted to.
Yeah, sorry. I lost it, and then it came to me, and I was like, I better say it before I forget it.
What is that?
Yeah.
What clip?
What are we watching?
It's one of the leading. Let me pull his name up. It's on my notes. But he's a specialist. He's the guy who trains the CIA and FBI.
Is the result of the algorithm.
Yeah, he was talking about the algorithms, and he was talking about how the United States is being psyoped by programs that he had taught people.
Wow.
And he's where's his name here? It's Chase Hughes, and he's an expert in human behavior analysis. So he's one of the experts in this
is
field.
the result of these algorithms doing what makes revenue. And I think it's an EBITDA revenue focused algorithm. But with the other stuff, when it comes to PSYOPs, there's a few ways to tell if something is a PSYOP. And number one, the most important thing for anybody to learn is that if an opinion has to be silenced for another idea to flourish, then you're in a PSYOP. Guaranteed.
We've seen a lot of that lately.
A ton.
A lot of that.
There were Harvard educated doctors banned from social media for openly speaking about stuff that's now we've shown to be true. Harvard educated doctors. The dude who invented mRNA went on Rogan because he got kicked off of Twitter, I think. I don't remember what it was. So the moment you see someone being silenced and it's an opinion from somebody who should have some kind of social authority, that's a big deal. And that should be terrifying to you, to anybody that is witnessing that.
We've seen a lot of that in the past couple of years too.
There's been a ton.
A lot.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is what that does with our social media kind of hacking that tribal part of our brain. If all of us were sitting here in a room and we see someone get pulled up in front of the whole crowd and then smacked in the face, embarrassed, and then tossed out of the room, and we were about to go up on stage and do that, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now. I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
So now we're using that that tribalism as I'm going to take this person and I'm going to make an example out of them to prevent everybody else from stepping up. I'm going to increase fear associated with being socially outcast.
Man, this happened to me. We've always dealt with a little, not all.
Yeah, that's scary. That's really scary. You think
Mhm.
about what they're doing to us and what that's going to lead to. Like the psyops that they're doing on us are so blatantly obvious that that's the part that scares me the most. Like the psyops are in the background that are sneaky. You're kind of like, yeah, there's stuff going on, but the
Right.
fact that they do it openly and they don't even care that we know that they're doing it openly is the part that really scares me.
Yeah, I know of him. He has a YouTube channel and he has like other co-hosts that are like the 4 top of in the nation that train in those interrogations and stuff like that, and they analyze behavior and stuff like that. I appreciate stuff like that, but there was another YouTuber that focuses just on statement analysis, on what people say, and he like really dives into what people say, especially court cases or trials, murders and stuff like that. And he can almost predict majority of the time who was accused and who was actually the killer based on the stuff that they say. And that's how I kind of found that corner of the internet on YouTube. So that's how I know of this guy, because he does really great work just analyzing how people behave. And so I agree with everything that he just said. But he is a great guy. That Chase. He's great. Now,
Hey, let me ask your panel this. We know that it didn't work on Trump. He's an exceptional human being in that aspect. Because if everybody starts saying, Jesse, you're full of crap, I'm going to cower down because I am a beaner and we like to take the second back seat. But what do you guys think? Do you think MTG, can she be classified as brave? Because she's been taking a lot of hits. I mean, even the president called her a traitor. Do you think
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah, do you think she's being what this guy's saying is she being manipulated, and she's taking the arrows?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I think she's legit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well,
She's not backing down. She's
the
tough.
Epstein. She wants to release the Epstein files. She's been after that for so long, and going on all different kind of social media programs, even The View, and Trump doesn't like that. He's more concerned about moving America forward, and where the nation is so concerned about the Epstein files, well, they're going to be released, and a lot of people are going to be hurt, and even some innocent people that shouldn't be hurt.
And let me throw this at you guys. See what you think. Some women can take arrows more than some men. I don't know if they're taking testosterone. I don't know. But when I was a kid, there was only one woman who could, and that was the Iron Horse in Britain, the Prime Minister of Britain during Reagan and Pope John Paul's time. What was her name? Prime Minister of Britain, Margaret Thatcher. There was only one strong woman when I was a kid, Margaret Thatcher.
She was.
But Marjorie Taylor Greene, Sarah Palin, and there's a lot of women like that. They can throw punches with the best of them. So we're living in different times in that aspect. And this is what I'm saying. Look at Thomas Massey. Look at Rand Paul. And they tend to take a back seat. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's not like Thomas Massey or Rand Paul. You hit her, she gets up and slaps you back. She doesn't turn the other cheek. So
she works out with weights. She's a tough woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. She was on a lot of liberal news stations too. They even asked her if she was going to drop out of the Republicans, but she said adamantly, she said, no, I'm not, because of her, always going on liberal news stations. She's got a lot of money too, by the way, in the past.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's
I
what
just saw
Jimmy
that.
said.
I was going to ask you guys about that.
Yeah, Jimmy said
how
that.
much does she have, and how fast did it acquire? Is it new, or?
Jimmy's got it down right there.
Why does it happen?
Because people can be bought. That's why.
And Jimmy says he doesn't trust her not one bit. And
Well, yeah, I mean, I would
understand that.
agree. I mean, I like what's going on, but like like these senators like who are worth $1-2 million, and the next thing they're worth $30-40 million. You know, like nobody makes that much money. Like, I don't care how great you are with stocks, you don't make that much money unless you're getting something dirty.
Yeah.
So she's,
Well,
if that's
yeah.
true, and I don't know if it is,
No.
Jimmy's is right about that. I'll openly say I think that she's compromised then.
Okay, look, when we were kids, we took a vow. We took a vow. We did not say the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm just saying it from this. If I was going in Phoenix, because I have family who's in state government, and we see that what Beau is talking about, but you stay poor because we took a vow. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. We do not screw our country. And that's what I say about loving our country. So when Jimmy says she made $3 million, if she really loved America, I'm not saying take a vow of poverty, but you don't take bribes and kickbacks.
I agree.
Or that should be illegal already.
I mean, they got Al Capone on tax evasion. If you get a kickback and you're making money, you should disclose it on your taxes. So there's a lot of ways that you could find out if people profited illegally. They could use the IRS. I mean,
Look
every
at
business.
Nancy Pelosi. She's the most
she's the queen
successful
of trade.
investor in the world.
Yep.
Even more so than Warren Buffett.
If we, the working class, do a little side job and we don't declare it on our taxes, boy, they'll rake us over the coal. But they're doing in the millions.
Yeah. So let me see here, because I did have something in my bookmark that I wanted to. Okay, so maybe we can. I'll just give a teaser maybe for next Tuesday, because there was a couple of clips about, if anybody heard about the ostrich situation in Canada that
Yes,
they killed
them all.
What?
They
Yeah.
killed all the ostriches.
They're killing them all.
Yeah. So
Why are they killing ostriches?
let me play the clip. Let me play the clip so everybody can come on the same page, and then we could talk about it. So I'm gonna play a news clip first, and then I'll play a clip from a guy that talks about it on TikTok, because I thought that was very interesting. So we gotta talk about this. And Jimmy, if you know about the whole ostrich situation, let me know how you feel in the comments too, because I'm interested to see what you think about it.
It's the flu season.
Oh my. Okay, so the caption says, "This is one of the biggest crimes in Canadian history. They never tested the birds. The birds that survived the avian flu were alive and healthy a year after the outbreak. This was an unnecessary slaughter, and it needs to be investigated."
The CFIA has completed the cull of hundreds of ostriches on an Edgewood farm. The original cull order was issued for Universal Ostrich Farm nearly a year ago after avian flu hit the flock, killing almost 70 of them. The farm legally fought the cull, but on Thursday, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled it wouldn't hear the farm's appeal. The CFIA says professional marksmen were used to cull the herd of 300 to 330 birds Thursday night. Setting on the farm, it was also done under veterinary supervision.
This is one of the biggest crimes in Canadian history. They come here, make a massacre of healthy animals. Not one of them was ever tested by CFIA. They were all healthy animals, all producing antibodies worth a lot of money, not in just cash, but for humanity.
The CFIA says the farm is still under quarantine and officials are now working to dispose of the ostriches.
Okay,
Can I
so that was the
comment on
news.
this? Can I comment on this? 'Cause This is
I'm
old
gonna play
news.
this.
This is old
Yeah, I'm
news,
gonna
by
play
the way.
this clip just to see how this guy says it, and then we can discuss, because this
Okay.
is crazy.
So for the America, this is a message to Donald Trump about boycotting or sanctioning Canada. And what I'm about to tell you is an absolute outrage, and the Canadian government needs to be punished. So for the last couple of months in Canada, there's been a debate about ostriches being killed by the Canadian government, approximately 400 ostriches. Well, these people that own the ostriches went back and forth with the Canadian government for quite some time, even getting indigenous tribes involved to help out to protect the birds, getting courts involved to go against the government. Even Robert F. Kennedy Jr. offered to take the ostriches to America, but the Canadian government refused refused. Well, a while ago, the Canadian government seized the area where the birds were, and they also seized the birds. Now, there had been a back and forth fight until last night when gunshots were heard because the Canadian government started shooting all the ostriches to death. And so throughout the night for a couple of hours, you could hear crews executing ostriches so that they could be carted off and incinerated. They're now all dead from what I understand. Even though every avenue was available to the Canadian government to save these ostriches, they did every single thing they could so that they could make it as bad as humanly possible, not only for optics, but also for the people of Canada. The Canadian government, the way they acted was that of a totalitarian dictatorship. So instead of listening to the people or us or anyone else in the world, the Canadian government simply put their fingers in their ears and started executing ostriches. So I thought it was bad under Justin Trudeau, but Canada has become a full-on dictatorship, a left-wing dictatorship. So because of the stupendously horrific behavior of the Canadian government and their actions to oppress the Canadian people, I'm calling on all Americans and the Trump administration to boycott or sanction Canada. On top of it, if possible, I would love to see tariffs raised on Canada to punish them for doing this. I'm also calling on Donald Trump to sanction members of the Canadian government that were involved in this so they won't be allowed to travel into the United States for any purpose whatsoever. The Canadian government, and especially the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, needs to be punished by the United States government for this absolute outrageous travesty that the Canadian government has bestowed upon their own people. I love Canada, but fuck the Canadian government. Fuck you. Our government can take the hit. Let's boycott and sanction Canada. Hell, after this bullshit, I would almost nearly declare Canada a hostile aggressor. Hey,
good for him. All right. I brought this up a few months ago. I'll tell you why they're doing this. They did it in the Midwest. They went into this woman's farm. They slaughtered all her chickens. They claimed one was sick, but none of them were sick. They don't want the protein in the eggs blocks the spike protein in the Myrna vaccines. And this has been going on for a while. They slaughtered all her chickens. Then they started putting Myrna in the baby chicks that people were buying chicks on the market because they wanted to have healthy chickens. Well, the bastards were putting the Myrna inside the baby chicks that they were selling to the population. So the same thing with the ostrich eggs that has the protein in the egg shells, and it blocks the Myrna spike proteins in your body. And they don't want us to get well. Let's face it, pharmaceutical owns everything. And this is what gets me mad about RFK Jr. and Trump. They know about this Myrna stuff. They even put it in 20,000 beehives, the Myrna. This is what gets me really mad about them. It's all about the money, because someone's paying off these people to kill off all the livestock and our chickens. And I'm infuriated by it, because I go to farmers to get my meat now. I won't buy anything in the store that's meat related. And the same with my eggs. There's only one company I'll get my eggs from. But this is what they don't care about Americans, everybody. Wait, even Trump, he's not even now. DeSantis come out months ago and said to his people, no more chemtrails. He's going to prosecute. What happened? They showed chemtrails all over the place in Florida. So he's not doing anything about it either. They're all They're all blowhards. I'm really sorry.
No, I gotta disagree with you, Gigi, and I love you. You know I love you, but I gotta disagree.
I love you too.
Look, Rush Limbaugh told us this in 1993 under the Affordable Care Act with Hillary Clinton. So some Republicans have been warning for years, and before that it was Barry Goldwater 60 years ago, and before that it was Teddy Roosevelt, and before that it was Abraham Lincoln. The debate has always been two-sided. DeSantis is doing a good job. Bobby Kennedy is doing a good job. Look, anybody who has employees knows that they have a deep state in their business. You tell your employee, go out and do this. The second they leave the door, they go, hey, that old man don't know crap. I mean, that's in every organization on earth. The Watchtower, the governing body, they get the publishers and they go, hey, we worship the governing body. Then they go to Starbucks, that governing body's full of crap. It happens everywhere. You don't think DeSantis is trying? They're trying. But the deep state is so powerful. Everybody, every employee out there is out screwing America.
Well, look up the company that runs the chemtrails. Look them up. They're very powerful. And they've still got chemtrails going all over the place, especially in the Midwest, Beau. You must see
our
them all
government
over
is
the place.
so compromised. It's going to take more than Bobby Kennedy. It's going to take more than DeSantis. It's going to take. We're all going to have to be DeSantis. And I'm not
I agree
disagreeing
with
with
that
you,
to some point. But DeSantis did say he was going to prosecute anyone that's flying the chemtrails, but he hasn't done anything about it because people are very upset because there was tons of the chemtrails. Actually, I watched Jim Brewer. He's a famous comedian. He lives in Florida. He was showing everybody all the chemtrails that were going over his house. And he's really upset with DeSantis because DeSantis did say he's not doing anything about it. And the people are pretty upset over it.
But look at politics is a game of chicken. Look at the Epstein files. Look at how Trump knew about it. He acted like he didn't know about it. He acted like he wasn't going to do it. And now he's got the Congress doing it. Because look at, with the internet, we're all compromised of something. All of us here. We've all been kicked out. We've all been black pilled, red pilled. We've all been censored. And so of our political leaders. There's not a saint among us. For example, anybody we vote for, we send them to Phoenix, the capital, or we send them to Washington. You don't think they put them in the back room? Hey, baby, look what you did here. You rented some house wrong. You committed some tax violation, something. So sometimes we want perfection. We're like MTG. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Yeah, but that's true. Everybody wants perfection now. And they forget that they think that history begins the day they were born.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I still love that spirit. I love the energy.
Yeah,
I love the spirit of swift justice and like.
I agree with you, and I agree with Gigi too. What she's saying, but sometimes we don't know what's going behind the scenes.
Well, you know what?
Forces at play.
You know what? Go even further. What the chemtrails are doing. Find out. Look at what they're dropping on us. We're like bugs getting sprayed with the sprays. We're human guinea pigs. Look at all the cancers on the increase. Alzheimer's is the worst it's ever been. Autism, all the diseases, heart trouble, cancers that they never even heard of. And why? Because they're poisoning the American people. I get mad. I'm sorry because. They're not what nobody seems to be caring about. All they care about is the friggin' Epstein files. I don't care about Epstein. I really don't. I care about people's health. I care about children growing up. I care about what they're putting in our bodies and what they're forcing on us. And we should all be fighting that one. I don't care about ICE and what they're doing. I do care about our health and what's going to happen with our generations. All the diseases that are going on.
And it's making micro nuts with all the furry people.
Okay, throw this out here. So I agree with you guys with that 100%, but I also think there's another factor to think about this. And when we look at what's going on around all the entire planet, they are doing everything they can to shut down farmers.
Yes.
And I believe the reason they're doing that is because the United Nations wants that 500 million mark, and they're trying to put the planet in a position that massive starvation is going to come. This is why in Africa, all the Christian farmers are being murdered, and they're taking all the farmland and they're doing nothing with it because they know what's going to happen is now they took all the land from these people. Nobody knows how to work it. Nobody knows what to do. They're just going to sit their fat woke ass on the ground, do nothing, and then the population is going to starve to death.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. That's what's
That
coming.
is the ultimate goal. They want a massive starvation. That is what I believe they're doing, and that's why.
Remember the Georgia Stones? They said they wanted 500 million people on the earth.
Yeah.
So they had written it on stone.
Yeah, I remember something like that. Yeah, so that's interesting. Thank you for bringing that up, Joe. So I mean, Beau. Thank you for bringing that up, Beau and Joseph. Sorry. So it's 11 o'clock my time, and I want to give everybody like last thoughts. So I can give everybody on the stage about 3 minutes to give us your last thoughts, and everybody in the chat, let me know how you're feeling in the chat. And Beau can go first, and we'll work our way around. Go ahead, Beau.
All right. I'm just going to tell you guys thank you for having me on here. It's been awesome. Thank you all. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for all your opinions. I'm going to tell you right now what I think is going to happen with the situation in Venezuela.
Mhm.
Nothing. I don't think nothing. I think it's a joke.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It's a distraction. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's it. They're
You
not
might be
going for the
right.
oil. That's bullcrap.
Thank you, Beau.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
go ahead, Gigi.
Me?
Yeah, you're next.
Oh, I just want to say goodnight to everybody. Stay safe and stay tuned. Oh, I did want to say that Maduro, he wants to meet with Trump too. And Trump's considering talking to him, the guy from Venezuela. But that's all about oil, not cartel.
Right, right. Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you so much for joining, Gigi. I love it when you guys join and
Thank you. This was a good show.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah,
I
it
didn't
was.
get so wound up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I love it. I love it.
Everybody tells me to run for politics.
Yeah, you'll be great.
I'd end up killing somebody. No.
Joseph, go ahead.
Well, I enjoyed the show tonight, and thank you, Beau, for taking Jimmy's place. You're doing a great job. I like your commentaries, and also, I'm the guy that told you about the, the Sirhan story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
remember that, Beau?
I don't remember it, honestly.
Okay, all right. This is a different show, so we won't discuss it here.
Okay,
Because
interesting.
it involves what we used to be in.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I just want to say goodnight because my phone might die.
Okay, good night,
Good night,
Jesse.
Jesse.
And I just want to say
good
ditto.
night, everybody. It was a pleasure.
Ditto to what Beau said. And Ruby, can I make one request?
Everybody's leaving? No.
No, I just want to make one request. Next
I'll give you a minute though. Go ahead, Jesse.
Next week is going to be Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Can you talk to Jimmy and Beau? Do you think we can all? I know a lot of people hate Thanksgiving, but to me, it's something sacred. And maybe it's not to you. I understand that. But could we do you think it would be possible to do a Thanksgiving special next week?
Yes. You don't remember last year when I did that? I
Okay.
did the holiday special.
I'm
of
old.
course.
I can't remember poo-poo. I'm old.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
I probably do. But that would
No,
be
yeah,
neat, I think.
Yes.
And they
yes,
could bring the
of
for
course.
or against. If somebody has something bad about it, they could bring it up. I mean, we're all grown people. We can take a hit.
I
But-
do holiday specials no matter what. Thanksgiving and Christmas is like non-negotiable. Those are we're gonna hang out for Thanksgiving night and for Christmas and New
What do you
Year's.
think, Beau? Beau, what do you think? Do you think that's a good idea?
Is that? Are you guys doing that on Thanksgiving?
What do you think, Ruby?
It depends. I mean, yeah, I was thinking because I usually stream at night, so I was thinking Thanksgiving evening.
That because my wife's Spanish and we have too many places to go to. So,
Or Tuesday
I ain't gonna
before
lie.
Thanksgiving.
If you do it before, yeah.
Okay. So we'll work it out, and then we'll do a Thanksgiving special. Definitely, Jesse. Well, thank you so much for joining, Jesse. Dallas, last thoughts, and then I'm gonna give Kev a minute or two to kind of yeah, we'll introduce Kev because you're new on the stage, and then we'll wrap it up in about 10-20 minutes. Go ahead, Dallas.
Well, I enjoyed this show, and I agree with so much. And now that we about that special, I think all this it reminds me so much of what, as Joseph was saying. I'm going to say, and we get to so much has been lifted off of us now that we've been out of the witch towers.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dallas, for joining.
Well, it's my honor. I was happy to honored to share thoughts with y'all tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Dallas. So
And
I'm
to
gonna.
be,
Okay,
and
bye,
he can
Dallas.
go right ahead. Take
Yeah.
care.
Thank you, Dallas. I love it when you're here. So I'm gonna put you backstage, and then I'm gonna wrap it up, everybody. So if you're in the chat, let me know how you're feeling. Hi, Kev. Welcome to the Unrelenting Political Corner. You're brand new here, so give me a little introduction to where you're from, who you are, if you vote, if you're political, because we do talk a lot about politics. This is we talk about it every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. So let me know, how did you find us, and give us a quick introduction. Go ahead.
So how I found you, I just got on YouTube and I typed in open panel. I decided that I was going to panel hop tonight. So I actually do have a channel. And I was going to do a live stream tonight, but I was like, man, you know what? Forget it. I'll just hop around tonight, whatever. And yes, I do vote. I am fat, and I'm black, and but it just seemed like you guys was actually having a really good conversation, but it seems like it's over now. But
because we start at 9 Eastern. Are you in the East Coast?
No, I'm on a Central Time.
Okay, so yeah, we start 9 p.m. Tuesdays, and I usually stop around now. Before I used to stream for like 4 hours because that's how good it was. Everybody was joining, hopping in, but circumstances have changed and stuff like that, and I'm missing my regular co-host, so I have both filling in for me. But yeah, we talk about politics, and so let me ask you. You said you vote. Would you be comfortable letting us know if you which party you're registered in, and how did you vote this last election and stuff like that?
So I'm a registered Republican, and I voted for Donald Trump.
Really? Okay. Any additional thoughts? That's a great start.
No, not really. I like a lot of the things that Donald Trump is doing, but he has been doing some things to actually piss me off as well. But that don't mean that I'm not going to still support him. I just wish that he would do some things differently or better. I would say, because whenever I start having these conversations with people, they believe that just because you don't like one thing that Donald Trump does or something like that, that you're automatically switching over to the other side, and they're like, well, you know what, well, you should have voted this way then. And it's like, bro, I'm not going to agree 100% with what anybody says, bro.
Right.
Or what anybody does. That's just not gonna happen. But whenever I tend to talk to a lot of people who tend to be more Democrat or more liberal thinking, they believe that you're supposed to just agree with everything, and I'll never be that way. But I actually do have a political podcast too. But I talk about all type of shit, man. I'm like a Swiss on army knife, man. I'll talk about any and everything. So
I'm so glad you joined tonight, Kev, because now you know of us, and I would like for you to join us again next Tuesday or every Tuesday you want to, because I am interested in picking your brain a little bit more. Jimmy just joined us, so Jimmy is actually my real co-host, but now he's living it up in his vacation, and so Beau kind of filled in. I love you, Beau. I love you, and thank you for joining. But Jimmy's here 2 hours late. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm good. I just got out of the heated pool.
Heated pool. All right, Jimmy. So how do you feel about what we've been talking about? You've been in the chat.
First off, I want to say that Beau, you are awesome. I love that you're on the show since I've been gone. I love it when you're on the show with us anyway. You bring good insight and different topics to the table, so it's awesome that you're on there. So thank you for joining us. Kev, I'm looking forward to having more conversations with you. Normally I am on the show, but yeah, I'm on vacation. I told everybody I probably wasn't going to be around last week and this week, but I definitely will be back next week. And you said you like to talk about a lot of topics. Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff. How deep down the rabbit hole do you go?
Man, I can go to hell. I'm talking like I can go deep. I can go.
Okay, so just curious. I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick.
Right.
Michelle Obama, male or female?
Male.
Okay. All right.
Male. Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And I think that she's an idiot too. But go ahead.
yeah, I think right now she's being put out there right now. I think Beau made mention of it earlier that she's being put. No, maybe it was Gigi, but someone said that she's being put out there right now to cause division, and that's exactly what she's doing, pushing the race baiting and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, as far as MTG, I've made a comment in the comment section. I don't trust her one bit. I don't like the fact that she's accumulated millions of dollars over the last 3 years. That screams to me bought and paid for.
Oh yeah.
The other thing, we see all this stuff coming out right now. There's been the infighting in the Republican Party. I told everybody 2 years ago, don't be surprised if the Republican side of the party starts getting exposed. And that's what you're seeing. The Democrats have been exposed. Their approval rating is in the toilet. So they've been exposed. Now it's the Rhino side of the Uniparty to be exposed. So, and anybody that is professing, oh, MAGA's dead, because you see it on X all over the place. MAGA's dead. No, the fuck it isn't. MAGA is not dead. And these people that are saying that, they're bought and paid for as well. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
good.
Yeah.
So just to the audience and to my fellow co-hosts, just we need to use a lot of discernment right now because there's a lot of crap flying all over the place right now.
Yeah. Yo, and what the Democrats are doing and these, I guess, the rhinos are doing, it's actually working. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've seen some people who are believing all of this nonsense, like, and these were the same people who would, like, you know, who was actually calling out like all of this crap before, and it's like, dude, like, you don't see, like how do you not see what the hell is going on? This is all bullshit, bro. Like, anytime that Donald Trump does something right, like, or that he does something good or something like that, like, there's always like some type of bullshit ass story like that has to come out right behind it, right? Like just how Donald Trump has signed just like the largest tax cuts yesterday, like, but nobody's talking about that. Like, so now everybody's talking about this Epstein shit and fucking Majority Taylor Greene, even though I've always wanted to bang her, but that's a different story. But it's just a whole bunch of bullshit that's going on, you know. So yeah, man, I don't trust none of these damn people.
Is there any chance that we could have Kevin? Would you mind? Would you put the link to your channel in the chat message?
Yeah.
That way I can check it out tomorrow. Is that cool?
Oh, like the private chat?
No.
Sure,
Just, you
yeah,
said
if
you
you
have a
want to.
YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I do.
Would you share
It's your
that so
name?
then we can look at it? Because I just want to check out what you got, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So I do a lot of like reaction videos too. I react to a bunch of different shit. But yeah,
we do a lot of that.
Like, so you might see me. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Like, so y'all might see me on there yelling at some people. I talk about black people a lot because I think that and I'm talking like this is in third person, but niggas really, really get on my nerves.
Dude,
really get on my
I'm
damn
telling you, there. Kev, I appreciate you saying that because I've watched a couple of videos the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I see these black guys and even these black girls going off on, I'm just going to say, niggas with an A.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did.
You're kidding me.
Hey, but see, hold on, I gotta be kind of quiet. The wife's in the next room to talk. But I've actually seen it to where this one guy was saying, yeah, it was a black guy doing the video, and he's like, yeah, I'm sick of these black. Okay, but he also said, there's white ones, there's Asian ones, there's Hispanic ones.
It's universal. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
That's a fact.
Oh Lord.
That's a fact.
So let me see, Kevin. Let me just see. Let me see. Is it okay if I ask you kind of like a political stance, basically, and you can say like a yes or no, or
Yeah.
or how would you identify? You like, are you you say you're Republican, but you know
Yeah.
Republican is a big thing. You know, are you
Mhm.
leaning more like libertarian or conservative, or like where would you put yourself in the Republican spectrum?
Conservative. Conservative for
Conservative.
sure. Yeah. I mean, but then again, I do have some things that I kind of agree with Democrats on, as far as like the whole like illegal immigrant situation.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think that some of these people should be allowed to actually stay. Not all of them,
Really?
but some of them, yeah. Like if you've been in the country, let's say for like 20, like 25 years, like,
Mhm.
and let's say that you've had nothing outside of a speeding ticket or let's say like jaywalking or something like that. I think that those people should be allowed to stay, but they should have to pay like a very, very like hefty fine. Somehow, some way, like there should be a consequence to it. Like, but if you are here and you're actually like contributing to, and you're like contributing to society and like no criminal history, no none of that, it's like, man, let's just let them people work, and you know what I mean, like they're not bothering nobody, you know what I mean? So
I kind of stand with that. I believe if they're being, contributing to society and not living off the system, EBTs and welfare and all, fine, let them stay.
Yeah.
But if they're living off the system and not producing anything good for the society or their communities, send them back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got enough bums over here already, and I'm not saying that everybody that is on food stamps or that they are a bum, because I mean, hey, sometimes people just need help. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes things
Like,
happen.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I said it that I think, and recently I said this, is that I think it should be in an entitlement. American citizens should be entitled to that, not illegal immigrants. So that's kind of how I meet myself in the middle, because I consider myself very far right, very conservative, Christian conservative. I consider myself like a Christian nationalist with certain stances. So I'm very like more in those traditional values, nuclear family, and that's kind of why this exists, is because those ideas are not allowed on other people's platforms. And the only way that I can share that is if I created my own platform. So that's why this exists.
Yeah.
And that's why I have Jimmy, was because Jimmy was the only other person in my community that opened my eyes that there's other people like us, that we're not the only ones who have these views that might be considered controversial to other people. So that's why this exists, and we talk about a lot of crazy stuff. Like I just told Beau this 2 hours ago. I said, everything that I've said on this show, I'm done. Like, you know what I'm saying? This stays here, and I don't plan on running for office, so I'm gonna continue to be crazy on here. So that's pretty, why this place was born. And Jimmy is kind of like he kicks us like Alice in Wonderland in the whole. That's Jimmy. Jimmy, he throws you in there and you got to figure it out, So that's why I love Jimmy, is because he brings like the conspiracy theories. He explains it to us and stuff like that. And
Speaking of that, I was looking for a video real quick. I feel like I just saw it not too long ago, but I tried to find it, couldn't find it. But y'all were talking about the chemtrails and everything. Just to play devil's advocate, and I don't have any proof of this at the moment, but people are talking about it, that the chemtrails you're seeing in the sky are actually the gold dust, and it's supposed to be reversing the effects of the chemtrails that the deep state was spraying on us.
I've never heard of that, so
me neither. I never heard of that either.
I have actually heard of what you're talking about, but it's not in these contexts. This goes in UFO stuff, so I'm not.
Like I said, this is low confidence information.
Gold is supposed to have some kind of ability when it's broke down that way to fix the atmosphere.
Correct.
And this is something that ancient writings had talked about.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing it out there. I've heard this, but only through that category.
I'll see if I can find that video and then send it to Ruby, and then maybe we can play it next week. Like I said, I don't know if that's what they're doing or not, but I'm just giving you another alternative to think about, because so many people are like, oh, they're just still spraying the chemtrails on us. You don't know what they're spraying out of that plane yet.
Yeah.
None of us do. So, we got to keep our minds open that could be a possibility.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And how do you feel about the Epstein stuff, Jimmy? Because earlier we talked about that they're going to vote it. I know how you feel about that, but I feel like we're going in the right direction, though. You know what I'm saying? Before we were getting nothing, and now we're getting something.
Yeah, well, what got me was how the Democrats and the mainstream media, ran with this story at the end of last week when they said, "Oh, Trump spent some time with this person." Yeah, but you know who the redacted name was? It was Virginia Giuffre or whatever her last name is.
Yeah,
that's who it was. But they painted it across the media that Trump was involved with somebody, one of Epstein's victims.
Right.
Can I throw something real quick about that? Do you think that do you mind, Ruby, or is it?
Go ahead.
So with that being said, they chose her, who is dead, who obviously said that Trump had nothing to do with that. Do you think that that's an accident that came out that way, or do you think that the mainstream media has gotten its ass kicked so much that now they're starting to play on the other white hat side?
Well, I had said before that there was going to come a time where the mainstream media was going to turn around and do the bidding of the white hats. I have said
That's
that.
basically what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I have said that repeatedly. And the reason why I say that is because if we look back to the video we did about the different hats that people are wearing, so the orange hats, that they won't believe anything until they see it from their trusted source of information. The majority of people out there that are wearing the orange hat, they won't believe anything unless they see it on TV. So that's why eventually the mainstream media, they had to be exposed for who they are, but eventually they were going to flip around and start doing the bidding of the white hats to wake up the orange hats.
That would be my dad. My dad's an orange hat.
Yeah.
I used to be one. I used to be one. And sometimes I'm a yellow hat when I need to protect my mental health. But most of the time, I try to be open-minded enough, which is why I love the conspiracy stuff, is because it leans into it, but we just don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it lets you explore without getting burned. I look at
it this way: if you're not a conspiracy theorist by now, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, right. yeah. Right. Hey, question everything. Question everything. Bro.
Yeah, go ahead, Kev. What are you going to say?
So this might sound ignorant, but what is an orange hat and what is a yellow hat? What is that?
Okay. All right. Yeah. So there was a guy named Ricardo Balsi who did a video. I tell you what, Ruby, it's on my. I don't think it's a very long video on my page, is it? Go to my YouTube page.
Okay, your YouTube.
Yeah, go to my YouTube page and look up which hat are you wearing, and then instead of listening to my commentary at the front and the end of the video, we could play the video is not that long.
Okay, so this is Jimmy's channel, Jimmy Bell 9208.
It'll be a video, not a live.
Okay. It'll be a video. And what was the title? Oh, right here.
Right there, yeah. Play that, and then just fast forward it to where Ricardo starts talking.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back.
Okay, let me. Okay, right here.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and play.
We've got the black hats at one end and the white hats at the other. This is pure evil, the black hats. And at the other end, we've got the white hats. In between, we have the population. Now, right alongside the black hats are what we call the red hats. The red hats, they have no conscience. As long as you pay them, they will do whatever they need to do to get that money. and they will follow instructions, even if it's, we want you to go kill people. Yeah, no problem. We want you to fly planes and then spray chemicals over the people that will cause deformities and death. No problem. How much you paying? Now, the red hats will only move once the black hat's arrested. The moment the black hat gets arrested, the red hats will start talking because they're cowards. Moves the orange hats. Evidence of crime. So the orange hats are genuinely good people, but very naive, and who that evidence of crime must be delivered by the same face that has been telling them one set of lies. Then that same face needs to tell them a different set of truths, because they will believe it. Because if you get on there or I get on there, they say, I'm not going to believe him. But if they get a trusted face telling them the same crook, that's why the media will be one of the last groups to go, because the white hats have to use the media to communicate the truth to the orange hats, because the orange hats will get from a trusted news reporter. Today, the Prime Minister of Greece was found in bed with 15 little boys. Oh my God, it must be true because what's his name said it. Make sense? Now, if you're watching carefully, more stories are coming out. What does that tell you? And certainly in Australia, we're now getting stories of politicians and pedophilia. That never happened here. It was always covered up, never made it to the airwaves. But the fact that it's coming out now means two things. One, the white hats are controlling the media more and more. Two, the orange hats are going to start seeing evidence of crime in their trusted institutions. And it's coming from the media. So the media is going to tell them you can't trust the politicians, you can't trust the judges, you can't trust the police, you can't trust the military, you can't trust the local priest. And they will believe it. And that's going to move the orange hats. They will now join us and say, my God, it's terrible. Then you've got the yellow hats. And these are not good people. Not because they're bad. They're not evil. They don't care about anything except this. They're the ones that put their hands over there. No, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. No. They will do anything to keep left alone. They will pay more tax. They will stay at home. They will wear a mask. They will get a jab. Just leave me alone. Please don't affect my mortgage payments on my house. They will jab their kids rather than lose their house. Now, what moves these people? And this is a big chunk of the population and growing, because the jab has adversely affected the psychology of the people who received it. So the yellow hats are now a bigger group because they are now turning into, okay? Now, the fear of staying where they are is greater than the fear of moving into something new. That's the only thing that'll move a yellow hat. They won't shift. They will literally bury their head in the sand, leaving their ass pointing upwards and hoping the threat will go away. But when they realize that threat is so great, they will pull their head out of the sand and run. And so the white hats have to use a different set of techniques on the orange and the yellow hats. And that yellow hat might be a scare event. Make sense now? So you've got the red hats being shown, black hats arrested. You've got the orange hats being shown from the corrupt media that the people they believe in are crooks. You've got the yellow hats who are now need a scare event. Then you've got the green. You've got the green hats. The green hats are the ones that have moved along. All of a sudden they're going, I don't know, this is not, something's wrong. They don't know what's going wrong, but they are out of this group over here. And they are the ones that we speak to. They're the ones that are open to persuasion. We say, ladies and gentlemen, look at the facts for yourself. And bit by bit, that group is starting to grow. They're starting to understand there are lies out there. Something's not right. You can't tell them about adrenochrome on day one because you lose them. But you start telling them about the things that they can swallow. And that green hat group is where we recruit. And then you've got the blue hats, that's us. We're out there right alongside the white hats doing what we can to advance as best we can victory in this war. And so that might be a sort of an explanation as to why different groups don't respond to the same motivation and why there are several elements to this war that have to be employed simultaneously to get enough people unequivocal support for what is going to come. If the price you are willing to pay for this is not your life, then you are for sale.
Hi, Ruby. It's good.
Now that was interesting. Yo, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
I know. I told you, Jimmy's the guy. Jimmy's the guy who kicks you in that hole, and once you go there, you can't come back. Number one, and number two, you need to be mentally prepared because I put it in the chat. You know, black hats is like the deep state. The white hats are those good guys, military ops. Red hats will do anything for money. Yellow hats are purposefully blind. Orange hats need to see it to believe it. And green hats are open-minded. So for a while, I was that orange hat. I needed to see it to believe it. And sometimes I still say those things. But then to protect my mental health, I had to become a yellow hat because I was going to go crazy. I was depressed when I was realizing that all of these things that are happening, like human trafficking and then the adrenochrome and like all this other stuff that you wouldn't like that's like a movie, like sci-fi or something. I never would have thought that really existed. So then I was a yellow hat for a while. And then I quickly became a green hat. I was open-minded. I was like, you know what? This is not that crazy because I already believed in certain conspiracy theories. It's just that Jimmy, he pushed me off the cliff a little bit, but I was already there. And sometimes you just don't know it. And you just need to be that open-minded to accept that. You know what I'm saying? And the red hats, I will never become a red hat because I don't care about money and I only care about the truth. And those red hats should be in jail. And that's what we talk about.
For sure.
And the black hats, I already believe that the deep state exists. There's evil people out there and they want to destroy our country and our society and our culture and everything that we stand for. And the white hats, that's a question mark for me because I know that Jimmy does believe in that. Like there's a military operation. There's people behind the scenes that are doing the cleanup stuff. Now, for me, I don't know. I'm still on the fence with that one, but at least we got to educate everybody tonight.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this was a fun conversation that we had. I'm really excited about next week. You said on Tuesday is when you do it?
Yeah, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And, my whole channel is just this. Like, this is just what I do now on my channel. So me and Jimmy do the Unrelenting Political Corner, and you can watch our past episodes for other crazy nights that we.
Okay.
Hey, Ruby.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, with the white hats, my grandfather was, my grandfather was a white hat. I'll tell you his story, not obviously on YouTube.
I'm gonna tell you this.
You got my phone number, so you need to call me.
Yeah.
Like I said, this military operation, it's gained a lot of steam over the last 8 years. But if there was a plan to destroy the world, okay, and we know that the Obama administration started the 16-year plan, Hillary Clinton was supposed to, finalize it. Albert Pike talked about 3 world wars back in the late 1800s. So if the bad guys, if these people had plans for us, wouldn't it make sense that there's another force out there that would want to disrupt those plans? So if there were no white hats ever, we probably wouldn't be alive to do this show tonight. Just saying. So because society hasn't fallen off the cliff yet, I do believe that there is a military operation under control right now.
Can I ask a really bizarre question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there and get all your guys' opinions. Knight Templar. Black hat, white hat.
I don't even know who that is.
The Knights Templar. You mean like Transformers Knights Templars?
The real Knights Templar, the actual historical Knight Templar.
Okay.
If you don't know who they are, then
see the only problem I have with that, Beau, is because it's like with Freemasonry.
Right.
Those institutions were infiltrated.
Yeah.
And so Freemasonry wasn't a bad thing in the beginning. It just got infiltrated. And so did that happen to the Knights Templar? I don't know. I'd have to do a little digging on that and go draw an opinion from there.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's
just
like,
going to straight up tell you guys, I don't know, and that's why I'm asking. Because
this is
I can go
crazy.
either way.
What's up, Kev?
No, bro, I've never heard of this shit, but this looks very, very interesting.
Yeah. We talk a lot. Let me ask you this, Kev. The Earth, flat or round?
I was just having a debate with somebody about this other day. Man, I'm gonna say round, bro. I really don't see how it can be flat. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, Jimmy went there. I mean, we did a whole episode about the flat Earth, and I even had the flat Earth guy himself on
Yeah,
my
we
channel.
had, we had Flat Earth Dave on.
Yo, this is like a never-ending conversation. Like, there's always somebody talking about this shit.
Dude, we've been doing this show for almost a year and a half now, and we always have something to talk about.
Yeah, this is
hell
season
yeah.
2. This is season 2 of the Unrelenting Political Corner.
Oh yeah.
But Beau, can you write that down as homework, please? The Knights Templar, because I want to play clips. I want to watch videos. I need more like info on that.
The reason why I was throwing it out there is I thought because they are connected to your former religion.
Oh, stop it.
Y'all hang on a second. I got to go inside and get something that I bought, and I need to show everybody. So hang on just a second. Hang on.
So that thing that I can't say, they bought property that used to belong to the Knights Templar, and they put one of their places there. So that's why that's why I said I'm very like I don't know, because from a historical perspective, you know what the Knights Templar, just to be super simple, they were the guardians of the Grail. And the church's secrets, basically.
Right.
They were also accused by a king of being actually the satanic origins, and then they were actually kicked out of the country, and their money was taken away from them for being Satanists. But there's a rumor that wasn't true, and they just won the money. So that's where I'm getting from this stuff.
Okay, so write that down for some homework, because on a given Tuesday, I wanna talk more about that. Thank you, Beau. So Jimmy's back. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Y'all want to see what I bought?
Yes.
It's a shirt.
Go
of America. Hell yeah, I like that. Yo, that's one way to really, really piss some people off. Like, I don't know what state that you're in. That definitely piss people off.
I bought 2 of them. I'm gonna go back and get a red one.
Hell yeah, I like that a lot. So where are y'all from though? Like, so what part of the country are y'all in?
Oh, Ruby's in Tampa.
Okay, Florida.
Beau's out in Phoenix.
Arizona.
Are you in Phoenix?
No, I'm in Arizona, but I'm in Peoria.
Okay. I'm originally North Carolina. I'm in Florida this week, but I'm originally from North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm actually from North Carolina.
Where at?
In Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay. I live up in Burlington.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah.
But I've been in Oklahoma for the past 16 years, so
wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
The great state of Oklahoma. Have y'all ever been to Oklahoma?
Driven through it.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. You have, Beau?
I have I have family that live there, and I'll tell you the only thing I remember is they have the same bugs we do, but they're 3 times the size. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Wasps were huge, spiders were huge, just huge. Cicadas were like giant.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Kev, we talk a lot of stuff on here. We even go down the alien route sometimes too.
Hell yeah.
Oh, do you believe in aliens, Kev?
Yes, yes, I do. And I've believed in aliens ever since so when I was a kid, right? I used to watch this show that was called The But Ugly Martians. Do y'all remember that show?
I do not remember that.
Yeah. So it used to come on Nickelodeon. And when I was a kid, I thought that there was one that was inside of my bedroom one night. And so ever since that day, I've always believed in aliens.
So, I have a clip, Jimmy, that I cut about the white aliens. I don't know what they're called them.
Yeah.
I know like there's different. Oh, the grays.
Yeah, the grays are not very good.
Okay. So I have this clip that I've held for a really long time. I want to show you guys this clip, and then you guys let me know how you feel.
Might as well.
Dallas said, Kev, I live in Aberdeen area of North Carolina. I know where Aberdeen is too. So I used to live in I lived in Rockingham, North Carolina. So I wasn't too far away from Aberdeen. And I lived in Candor. I lived in Bisco. Man, I lived all over North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just to show you this, before I play the clip, Jimmy, do you know anything about this? How President Trump was briefed on Greys and Nordic aliens?
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Okay, now do you want me to play?
Oh damn! What happened?
Dude.
Whoa, where'd she go?
Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Sorry.
It was aliens.
I was
It
like,
the damn
ooh.
aliens. It
You
was
know
the
she
damn
said
aliens,
something
bro.
good. They just cut
I was
it.
taking for a minute. I'm back. I'm gonna play my mid roll because what we usually do here, Kev, is like in the middle of the show, and when we want to get into like theories and stuff, I play this mid roll to kind of get us in the mood for it. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some more coffee.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's too late for that shit, man. I'm gonna get some more.
Okay, Jimmy's back just in time. Okay. So we'll play this clip and then we'll see how you feel about it.
That the Nordic people or the Nordic aliens are like a few hundred years more advanced than we are, but they're not super advanced. They're not like, he said the Greys, whatever is sending the Greys is extremely advanced, like thousands and thousands of years more advanced than us, because it's doing all the anti-gravity stuff, all the crazy all this crazy stuff that's very highly advanced. And a lot of it is what he says with the Greys is psionic. So they basically don't have physical interfaces. They're using their mind, and that there's an interface that picks up thought, and then that and that's how they operate these vehicles, is out of psionic. But the Nordic people somewhat resemble humans, and they have been experimenting with crossbreeding with humans. And he says some of them, that there are aliens that are crossbreeds living in the world. And I asked him, I go, okay, do they know that they're a crossbreed, or do they, like, how would you know that they are a crossbreed? And he didn't have an answer for that. Like he didn't know if they knew what, but he said that the briefings he's had talked about them. And he said when Trump was briefed on this topic, because Trump finally had a briefing, and he was in the middle of impeachment, like he was in the middle of being impeached. So he's going through that. And then he had like this existential briefing that just kind of rocked his worldview. He joked in the briefing whenever they said that there are these half breeds. He joked that Adam Schiff must be one of them. And so, yeah, Nifty Schiff is an alien, half breed.
I mean, I could see him being.
Interesting.
This is stuff that Adolf Hitler was really into.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first race they're talking about, the Nordics, he was actually sacrificing people trying to communicate to them.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it. Like this is one of those things I think is really strange, that it's kind of being wiped out of history right now. Is that the Nazis had not only they had the UFO thing going on, but they had their own. There's literally a SS general. His whole role was to try to use supernatural weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And Adolf Hitler hated his guts because he was Catholic, but yet he knew there was some potential for a possible weapon, so he allowed it. And so there was an actual satanic grand wizard that was an SS officer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Y'all are like opening me up to a whole bunch of I thought that I was a freaking conspiracy theorist, bro. This shit is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is though, it's not conspiracy though. This is like normal historical records that we were learning about like in school and stuff and documentaries, and now they're trying to wipe this stuff out.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the
That's
part that's
crazy.
creepy. Is I grew up doing this, and I just thought everybody who does history knows this stuff, and then I start seeing it being slowly wiped out, and I'm like, "Ooh!" Now I sound like I'm crazy, but I'm like, guys, like, a lot of people have these videos that were on, Discovery Channel in their libraries.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Jimmy, how do you feel about it?
Well, it made me think about the one situation. I think it was with President. Oh God! Oh, I see his face. Ike.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. Yeah, Eisenhower. That there was actually an alien by the name of Valiant. I think his name was Valiant, who actually came to Washington and met with Eisenhower. There's a whole story about that too.
What?
And that
No way.
yeah. Do a quick Google search. Alien visits Eisenhower.
Can you write that down, Beau, as homework, please? Because I don't have the
It kept looking it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
By all means, look that up. But I am not mentally prepared to look that up right now. So, write that down
for next Tuesday.
That's a whole nother story. But so
yeah.
From what? Okay, so since we're on the conspiracy side right now, there's a part of me that believes, I think they've been in contact with our leaders, not just our president, but I think other folks too. I know it sounds crazy, but hell,
I mean, that's what Project Blue Book is.
Yeah,
that's all they did was gather that information.
And there's another part that there's another part of the story to where the aliens, they do not want the human race destroying itself. And one of the things that they don't like is the fact of our nuclear weapon capability. So there is talk that they have stopped some nuclear weapons. They have shut down some of the plants and shot down missiles from their aircraft because a nuclear fallout on Earth has a negative effect on their civilizations as well. So there's that out there.
That is an interesting theory. I never thought about it like that. Okay, so Kev, since you're new here, I'll put it out there. Is that one of the reasons why I struggle with these types of ideas? And the majority of our audience are also within this community. I'll speak for myself. I was born and raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and we were raised kind of like not to believe in these types of things, that aliens are demons, and we have a creator, there's a God, and you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with that type of upbringing, right? But now that I no longer subscribe to that religion, I've allowed myself to be open-minded enough to, talk about politics, for example, right? Because that was something that I couldn't do as a witness. So that's another reason why I do this show. So when the topic of aliens comes up, I still struggle with the thought of life outside of us, because I was raised with just like, we are made in the image of God, and us is the only creation, and animals, basically. Mm-hmm. So I struggle with this idea of aliens, and I personally don't believe in it. I still think that aliens are demons, and there can be a nuance, explanation or understanding to that, because like Jimmy has said before, is like, well, demons or angels can also be considered alien because they're not human, right? So it's alien to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're classified as interdimensional beings by the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go into a file that's declassified by CIA or FBI, and they're talking about aliens, that's how they're actually identified. They claim that they're interdimensional beings. That's one of the things that was declassified. I'm just throwing that out there. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. And if we look at if we look at this from a secular viewpoint, why are there so many movies, TV series, cartoons about aliens or superheroes? You know, why do we have that genre? And what have we learned about the movies and the way they use mind control to manipulate us with these things? So they put it out there.
Or movies tell us the truth in plain sight. So if you're I do believe that. I do believe, like, when you're watching movies and these scripts or whatever, I do believe it has an element of truth in them.
It goes back to that whole thing that the elite believe in is karmic retribution. They want to be able to tell, look, we've been telling them for 50 years there were aliens, and here they are, and y'all didn't believe us. So, you know, that way they can say they told us and we just didn't believe them.
So y'all think that one day just there's gonna be just aliens that's just gonna be among us, just like out in the open type shit? Do y'all believe that?
I think that they will be, but I don't think that I agree with Ruby. I don't think that they are aliens, but they're going to betray themselves as aliens to try to manipulate you, is what my opinion is.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do you mind if I throw something out real quick about this? I meant to say this, Ruby, but I forgot. So you guys know what MUFON is before I continue?
A what?
MUFON? Jimmy, you know what MUFON is?
That's like some nasty ass food.
Yeah, I know, right?
So MUFON is a private organization that collects UFO data. It has nothing to do with the United States government or anything, and it's a privately owned company, and they're MUFON members throughout all of the United States and throughout the world, and they collect data on UFOs. So one of the employees at MUFON, and then this came from a friend of mine, I can't disclose the information, but what I ended up saying is they have a file in the MUFON file, and he was asking what this file was for, and he said, oh, these aren't really important, you know, we don't really care, because there's categories of like different kinds of visitation, if they touch you, if you see a ship, it's all different categories. Well, there's a category that they said that doesn't really matter and we don't really talk about, and so he went into the file, and in the MUFON file, what it was all the cases where people were abducted by aliens, and they're typically grays, and they actually called out in the name of Jesus Christ, and then the abduction stopped. And that's the file that they're holding back from people and not letting people see. I was shocked, and it's funny because you're talking about this, because like I was like, what? I'll get you more information on this if you're interested in it, but I can't say too much about it because I gotta be careful with the person. I don't want to, like, you know, out them and all that crap.
Yeah, I get it. But that's very interesting. Well,
I thought that was really creepy.
Well, I also do think that these alien stuff is a distraction to distract us from what's really going on. And second, I do believe that it is our own government trying to trick us, like a psyop, to distract us, and I don't know, probably to make more laws like the Patriot Act and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they create problems to make these laws, and it's just another distraction to me. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
See, I've gone past that. I believe they're completely real. I think at some point there may be contact.
Really? Well, I guess we'll find out, right? And if nothing happens, then
yeah, it's not one of those things I talk about too much, because people just, hell, they already think I'm effing crazy anyway. But I just don't think we're alone. I don't think the human race is alone. I think it's arrogant of us to think that.
Yeah.
Well, I would agree with you, because if remember when I kind of started believing, or I'm just open-minded to maybe a flat earth and that there's something beyond the wall, then I would also agree that maybe there is something out there, but maybe it's just more of us that we just don't know about.
Well, when you're talking to Christians, aliens is something that they don't want to talk about. But what was Jesus? If we wanted to go there, if we wanted to speculate, what was Jesus?
He was an alien avatar.
Yeah, he came from somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was incarnate, so he was like God in human form.
So, in just layman terms, could he have been considered an alien while he was here on the earth?
Well,
Yeah,
if he's from
that's
third level heaven, then that would be could be possibly in description. Well, I mean, obviously it's another dimension. It's going to be alien.
Yeah.
But he was human, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he was at least in our form.
But doesn't he still have buddies back home, even though he was here on the Earth?
Yeah.
So who are they?
I get it. I get it. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying, like,
I'm trying to just pry that mind open a little bit more, Ruby.
Well, this was I did not.
This is what I do, Kev. This is what I do.
Yeah. Hey, but I want to say this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been fun, but it's getting late, and I got to get up early as hell in the morning.
Yes, I was just about to say.
Yep. Thank you.
I did not. Thank you so much for joining, Kev. Thank you,
Come
Jimmy,
back.
for
sure.
Come back.
I will
Tuesday.
for sure.
Next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. I'll definitely be here.
Yes. All right.
Well,
have a good
it was
night.
nice meeting y'all.
It's good meeting you too, buddy.
Have a good night.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
we can end it here.
Yeah, we can, because I did not expect to go this long, but this was great. I loved it, and I love when new people join the show.
Yeah, we gotta give him some time.
Yeah, I'm glad we got him in and we spoke a little bit. So hopefully he comes next Tuesday, because my God. So you wrote that down, Beau. Will you be here next Tuesday?
Yeah. You're talking about the Eisenhower alien thing?
And the Knights Templar and
Knights Templar.
what else? And what else did you mention? You said that you were gonna speak to me over the phone about something else.
Knight Templar.
Yeah, and then you said,
I mean, it's up to you, because if you're interested about activities of white hats, I have only one example, and it would be my grandfather. I can tell you some things that he told me, but legally I'm not going to do that, obviously, on YouTube.
on here, right. Okay, so we'll plan a phone call. Write that down as well if you can. And thank you so much for being like the assistant of the Unrelenting Political Corner.
Oh
because
no, I was honored that you gave me the opportunity to be an artificial Jimmy.
No, thank you so much, because I don't know what I would do without you guys, honestly, because I can't process all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear it, but it processes later. You know what I'm saying? And I forget a lot of stuff because life gets in the way, and you know what I'm saying? Like it is a mess. But I'm so glad that you guys are here. So thank you so much. And Jimmy, enjoy the rest of your vacation. Let me know if when you're driving back up or whatever, because you might pass me. I don't know. And if you do, I will meet you wherever, whenever.
Yeah,
so,
we usually we go up to I-75 and then we hit I-10 back over to I-95. So I don't think we get all the way into Tampa.
But I'm in Lakelands, near Orlando, so it's considered central.
Okay, yeah. See, I bypassed it. Yeah, you used to take I-4. We did I-4 one time to get to I-95, and yeah, that was a nightmare. So we kept doing the regular route. So we probably won't be over in that area.
All right. Well, we'll see.
We'll be back next year. We always come. We always come down here.
Yeah. We got to plan something. So we'll plan something, definitely. Thank you to everybody in the chat, because we haven't streamed this long in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It really has. We stayed till like 11, like 10:45, 11. So thank you so much. Thank you, Beau, for joining and taking these notes. And if you find something, definitely email me. I wanna see it. I wanna watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I am highly interested.
I will track the information down. I will send it to you.
Yay! All right.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody in the chat. Okay, bye, guys.
Trump, yeah, okay, bury him a legend, yeah, Trump, hey, okay, America's biggest blessing, free speech advocate, packing, never lacking it, I just bought another gun and ain't nobody taking it, gang, okay, the White House going brazy now, MAGA season, tell them liberals they can't break us down, it's up, they know we run it, best believe it now, about to paint the city red, please don't burn it down.